Welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
If you like a lot of wrestling on YouTube, join our cult. Hello, welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast, joined by myself, Maffew, the lovely host, Mr. Adam Pacitti. Give us a wave.
Hello, host.
You're the host, Matthew.
Yeah, you're the host. Joined
that's
by
what that
Maffew.
means, isn't it? And the co-host, Jack the Jobber. How you doing, Jack?
I'm all right, thank you. How are you?
Doing all right until that introduction. And this is the first Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast we're doing together during the lethal lockdown that only the Northeast are experiencing. Well, it's a lethal local lockdown. So
there's a local...
the local lockdown's over now, though, right? Because everybody's got the same rules. It's the same rules nationally.
No. Yeah. Well, Jack, go on.
Because ours is slightly different, I believe, because we can't. Oh yeah, is it the same? Well, we can't meet up with, we can't socialize with people outside of our own households, but the rest of the country can in a pub or a bar, but not in their homes. But I don't know if we should. It's not illegal. It's just strongly discouraged. Or is it illegal? Yeah. I don't even know.
No, it's not illegal.
I just we just won't kiss each other and it's fine.
Oh. Anyway.
I got no idea what's going on.
But don't worry. Fret not about the outside world. This is all about escapism in the wonderful world of wrestling and the Cultaholic universe of silly in-jokes and knob gags. So, fret not. Pull up a chair or put your phone on the shelf and do whatever it is you're doing with us in the background. But first of all, Mr. Pacitti, how are you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm really good. Yeah, nice week. Nothing to report, really. Just getting my steps in still, doing the Pokemon Go thing. I'm a happy boy. I'm genuinely looking forward to Clash of Champions as well. I think it's a pretty decent card for what a lot are considering a bit of a throwaway pay-per-view. There's a couple of bits of interest on there.
Oh, and yourself, Jack?
I'm okay. I'm not as optimistic about Clash of Champions as Adam is, but there are one or two matches that I am interested in. Roman and Jey is the match that I'm interested in.
Ladder match.
Yeah. Do you know what? In fact, this week I feel like there's the ladder match as well. True. This week I feel like there's been a bit of a return to normality because SmackDown's the better one again and Raw's really bad. So I'm a bit more like I know what's going on. I feel orientated because everything's right. The feng shui of WWE is in its right positions again. Raw is bad. Matthew.
How are you, Matthew?
Yeah, how are you?
No, I like how Jack's put that, though. I'm almost happy that there's some crap wrestling to complain about and rant about because right now it's the only regular thing I have going in my life. So at least doing this is, feels like socializing, and I'll take that over the other thing I did, which was last Friday. I decided to drink all of the Captain Morgan pineapple and mango tiki because it goes down very well. It's surprisingly easy to down an entire bottle. Me and my four walls, yes, due to the lethal lockdown. So I drank that, and I don't think I'll be drinking again until 2023, to be honest with you, mate, because I don't like rum or whiskey that goes down that easy because you end up drinking it like it's Lucozade. And Saturday was not a good day for me.
I saw you tweeting.
Oh, yeah, you did a lovely Tom Campbell-esque tweet that you put out. I bloody love every single one of you.
Yeah, I felt really good, and then the next day I'm like, oh, you can all go to hell. Don't ask me to
delete tweets. I didn't mean it.
No, it turns out I didn't mean any of those positive things I said. So yes, but I needed to do that just to purge out the bad things and get rid of the good things, which is saying goodbye to Jack. That's fine. Look at that. He's got that all queued up and ready. Here we got this new gimmick of Cultaholic where we think it's really funny to drop out of Discord at inappropriate times. Oh, Jack, you card, he's back again. See?
It's so funny.
And if you like that joke,
it's the funniest of gags.
I was going to say, if you like that joke, don't worry, we're going to repeating it endlessly throughout this podcast. But right now, let's hit the news and we'll, put in a sad gear, as it were. The big story this week, Legion of Doom, Road Warrior Arnold passed away at the age of 60. Sadly happened, the first person to break the news seemed to be Hulk Hogan. So a lot of people went, he's fine then, is he? And then a few hours later, other people went, no, he has actually passed away. And he's a member of the legendary, amazing tag team known as the Road Warriors Legion of Doom. And they should be remembered for that period of time when there was nothing like them on Earth. Coming out to Iron Man by Black Sabbath, the face paint, the reverse mohawk that Hawk had, the shoulder pads with spikes on, the crazy promos where Hawk would watch Saturday morning cartoons for inspiration. You know,
is that real?
Yeah, according to the Dark Side of the Ring, he'd watch stuff like He-Man and go, "That's a great line," and write using a promo. So, yeah. Any thoughts about the Road Warriors or Legion of Doom, Pacitti?
Yeah, I mean, just another part of our childhood's lost, isn't it? It's just it's really especially sad because he was only 60 years old, but I've got really, really fond memories for my money, genuinely, and I think they were the best tag team ever. I was sort of going through tag teams in my head the other day, and I think as far as like just historically, I think they are the best ever. The Doomsday Device is the best tag finisher ever. I'm not saying that they were the best wrestlers or anything like that, but just completely captivating. Couldn't take your eyes off them. Just a couple of lads who came in and beat people up and were, as you say, incredibly unique. And I mentioned this on Twitter, but they were my favorite wrestling figures to play with as a kid. I had the Hasbro's. Road Warrior Animal had the Gorilla Press action figure, and Hawk had the one where you'd push him down and he would spring up. I loved playing with them, and all the spikes broke off straight away. If you try and buy some now, if you look at eBay now and try and buy Road Warrior Animal or Hawk action figure, all of the spikes will be broken off because they were played with a lot. Yeah, they were just very sad, very sad.
I didn't, being a bit younger, I didn't have like childhood memories of Hawk and Animal really. But watching old footage back of like, not when they returned, but like their heyday, the pops they got were absolutely amazing. Like in every, well, apparently they were big in like every territory, and then Japan, and then the main companies as well. So you can just tell what an impact they had. And I'm sure they influenced like loads of other, like the Dudley Boys have quite a clear Legion of Doom influence, surely, being all big and intense, I suppose. So yeah, it is very sad, but you know, there was a nice outpouring on Twitter of like positive memories about Animal, so that's a good thing.
Apparently, he was a lovely guy. I was talking to Rich, who's running our new Cultaholic shop, and he was just saying, because it did some stuff with WrestleCrate, and he was just saying what a pleasure Animal was to work with and what a gent he was, and he did he went the extra mile basically, and yeah, just a really really lovely chap. And that's all I've seen. Not that anybody is going to tweet negative stories, but I've seen so many positive stories that it's very, very clear what an amazing guy and what a family man he was as well.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to look at the positive side, not that he's passed, but that the fact that a wrestler from that period made it to 60. That's great for a wrestler in that period. Let's face it, the crazy stories we've all heard, all the drugs and crazy other stories going on. Road Warrior Hawk, famously, allegedly, used to wake himself up every day with a jar of monkey hormones. So, don't ask me how that even works.
Monkey hormones?
That's what I've heard. Oh, time to wake up.
Did you see Lance Storm's tweet about just saying like without the Road Warriors
Animal? Sorry.
He was just going on about how like without the Road Warriors, he just wouldn't have become a wrestler, and he owes them everything. And then he went to a Comic-Con in Wales, and they became friends as well. And he sort of thanked them, thanked Animal for not just for being his friend later in life. It was really sad, but yeah, just so many nice messages going about. Really sad.
I think my favorite Road Warrior promo, NWA at the mother station, they go, "When we're done with you, it's gonna like someone put your face on fire and put it out with an axe." So I'm with that. Another wrestling news: Melina denies she signed to WWE, even though lots of reports came out that she had re-signed. And as people point out, lots of other people said that they've denied joining WWE when they've actually signed. So who knows what's happening there?
It's the old Edge thing, isn't it? He denied it vehemently up until, and he was really clever. He didn't go at, like Melina was going like, "Oh, all of these places reporting that I'm coming back. You're absolutely wrong." She sort of ragged on all the news sites and everything. Edge dealt with it, I thought, brilliantly. Not to take the attention away from Melina here, but he was just like, no, and no, and that was it. And that put it to rest. To me, I think she's probably re-signed personally. We'll see.
Only in wrestling would it be, Vince McMahon coming out. I'd like to say that Steve Austin will not be here tonight. And it's like, I say tonight. So now in real life, it's like, oh, Melina's denied it. She's coming back.
Dustin Rhodes did the same when there was rumors of him jumping to AEW, and he got very angry and then turned up in AEW. So, yeah.
Working the marks, eh?
The bloody mark. We're just all a bunch of marky marks, aren't we? And the funky bunch. Yeah, I think...
Can you not DM her, get the inside scoop here, Jack?
I don't even know if she still follows me. I know she does. I checked the other day when the news came out. But but no, I don't want to DM her. I think my last 2 or 3 messages were unreplied to, so don't want to do it. Last time I messaged her was literally about 3 years ago. So no, I don't want to do that. Scared of her. A bit scared.
What would you want to see her do if she comes back to WWE? Do you see her as a full-time wrestler again? Do you see her valet manager? I'd
like to see her in the sort of Mickie James role where Mickie James floats about in the background, but then once in a while can be relied upon to just have a banger of a match with someone. And Melina's good as well. Like, she was one of those wrestlers during a difficult period where people like herself and Mickie James were actually the workers of the division. So I'd like to see her do that. She can also be a great heel manager like we saw when she was in M&M. So just whatever, really. I wouldn't mind seeing her back on TV at all. I think she's very talented. I answered that like it was illegal. Just like to say I think Melina's very talented.
News. According to John Albert and Sean Ross Sapp, 2 reliable sources, there's been a breakout of COVID in NXT, apparently spread via a coach, but as of the day of this news story, the names haven't been announced. So as soon as this podcast has come out, no doubt 30 people have got it, and there's been another even worse news story. And kind of related but not related in AEW as well, Lance Archer, and was coming to play Lance Hoyt then, was going to have the match on Dynamite, but obviously that got changed because he's also tested positive for COVID, so he was off. So not a good time to be running any type of live events.
Or did he say on Twitter that he came into contact with somebody?
My apologies.
I feel like the initial report said that he tested positive, and then he said that he was isolating. Right. But he may have also said that I can't remember, but either way, he's out for a couple of weeks. So, yeah.
The key thing was he was off of AEW Dynamite. I was supposed to have a match. So, and we're trying to end it on somewhat kind of happy because bloody hell, it's wrestling news. Not laugh a minute. WWE selling Ultimate Warrior and Undertaker wines. Now, I was under the impression that there's only 2 types of wine drinkers. There's what I call the Pacitti types. You know, imagine if you were to get a wine in, you have to make sure it's the right Merlot to go over roast chicken or whatever. And then there's my mates.
Great combo.
Thank you. I'll Google that. And there's my mates who were drinking wine because it's on offer in Tesco's so they can get drunk quicker. So I definitely know who this caters to, and it's not your type of person, Pacitti. But would you drink this?
Yeah, well, I think the plan is we're going to try and get a few bottles in when there's a UK supplier and have a couple of bottles of Plonk on the channel. Yeah, I'd give it a go. It's just wine that's had a sticker put on it, isn't it? Really, It's going to be a fine wine. It's going to be a 10-15 quid bottle of wine maybe that they're going to charge whatever it is $60 for because it's got a fancy sticker on.
Are they both red?
I don't know. Ooh. I'm not. I didn't look too much into it, but they're charging a fortune for them, and yeah, I'll give them a go. I'm not even a wine drinker, really, Maffew. Do I just look the sort? Sound like the sort?
You do.
I like an ale. Yeah, we'll try them for sure. Are you going to get a bottle, Maffew?
Absolutely not. No.
Okay, have some of ours when COVID's gone.
What about you, Jack? Do you drink wine?
Not often. If I'm at a meal with some friends, if we've met up from like old schoolmates or something, and people are sharing a bottle of wine, then I'll join in as long as it's white. I can't drink red wine; it's horrible. But if it's white wine, I'll happily have a couple of glasses of white wine. But apart from that, I don't really see the appeal of it as much. But some people like it. Do you, Maffew?
No, but I will. I don't know why I found that so amusing.
What?
No, but I
why
will
are you
drink.
laughing? I don't know.
I would just go around and say, do you like wine? I like wine. White wine. It's fascinating stuff.
Leave your.
I know,
you
right,
asked
just-
why. To be fair, I got asked. I wasn't just going on a wine tangent. I wasn't just going on a wangent. Leave your wine thoughts in the comment section down below, everybody.
Nice.
Yeah. If Bret Hart was putting out one, it would be wine. WHINE. That was the news. Yay, news.
Everybody get excited for the Cultaholic Hall of Fame.
Oh, now it's everyone's favourite segment, the Hall of Fame. And in condescending order from last week, Billy Joel, 14%.
What's gone wrong with the world?
I know. And I was watching The Boys on Amazon because season 2's out now. And Billy Joel plays a kind of very loose part of it. So I thought that you just watched The Boys and you were like, oh, yeah, Billy Joel. But no, it turns out it's just coincidence.
You messaged me specifically to ask that, actually.
I did, yes.
And I said no. And then the conversation stopped.
The Boys was on.
No, fair enough.
Walter ripping into West Ham, 39%. It's a shame. It was a good clip, that. In first place, though, by a clear margin, Charlie Bucket's mum, 47%. And for some continuity for all the people who do watch all the videos on this channel, and please let us know if you do that, you weird person. On another video we did for predictions, we were wondering, because I never thought about this until Jack brought it up, where is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Or Willie, whatever the bloody hell the film's called. Is it actually set? Because I know if you Google it, they said, oh, they filmed some stuff in Germany. But where's it supposed to actually be? Because some people are speaking British, some people are speaking American. And apparently, yeah, you were right, Jack, as I was Googling between shows. No, it's not clearly defined where they are. There's just people walking around with different accents.
It's a big old melting pot, isn't it?
That big old melting pot.
Same universe. Same universe as 1984. Yeah, they are. Everyone is all. But I mean, fair play to Mrs. Bucket for getting in the Hall of Fame. I feel like before I really knew what was what, I feel like I had a bit of a crush on her as a child. Was she quite a pretty woman?
She wasn't unattractive. She was a bit like, well, she was rough around the edges because she was looking after that.
Because she was, she was working her fingers.
Let's not mention his name. We won't mention his name again because I don't want to bring up.
She should have gone to the chocolate factory.
Yeah, of course she should.
Yeah, she should.
Yeah, but then who would look after the in the bed?
Himself.
Well, one of them can walk about. Yeah.
Yeah.
He can dance and sing.
They think if they put they put a carrot in front of a donkey to make it go. If they put a golden ticket in front of all the old people who've had the house cleaned in 10 minutes. Anyway, we're talking complete bollocks as we tend to do, but we should have actually some content. Pacitti, as the winner of last week, you may go first. What is your pick for the Hall of Fame?
I really struggled this week because all I've been watching on YouTube again is Crime Watch, and I'm not about to put a murderer in the Hall of Fame. I hope I'm not, because I'm choosing Triple Jump, who hit their 100,000 subscriber milestone this week, which was amazing, and they're just a great bunch of people to work with. Obviously, you see Ben and Peter on camera, but behind the scenes is a great team of editors and writers, and it was just it's great, and I love what they're doing. Their content's really good. It's basically, I'm just promoting our sister channel here, really, but they deserve a big old mention because they're bloody lovely guys and gals. I
hate James. James can do
yeah,
one.
James is a bad man.
Yeah,
well,
he was on Crime Watch.
He supports Man United first of all, and he won the Fantasy Football League last year, the Office one. So I was devastated when that happened.
How's he doing this year? It started now, hasn't it?
Yeah. Guess who's top?
Jack the Jobber.
Andrew, who knows F all about football, is somehow top of the league.
See, I didn't want to join because I thought, I just won't stand a chance. I'll pick the ones with funny names, put them in there, but right, apparently.
So what's happened is, right, Andrew didn't do well last year, but you know Andrew and Owen are like little best mates, aren't they? Oh, we're both gaming lads. Oh, look at us, right? Pathetic. Andrew has been getting help from Owen, basically. And it's backfired on Owen because Andrew's now battering him in the league. So,
well, good. Don't help your mates is the story.
Never help your friend. Yeah. Every man is an island. That's the famous saying. Oh, dear. What were we talking about?
The Hall of Fame picks.
Oh, yeah. So yours was triple jump.
Yeah, triple. Yeah, they do. They deserve. They're just nice blokes, aren't they?
Similarly, mine is Raphael from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Just Raphael. None of the other three arseholes from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Raphael was red, correct?
Raphael was the red one.
Red one, yeah.
As a child, I thought I liked Michelangelo the best because he's the stupid one. He's funny. He doesn't care. There's a big sort of divide in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, isn't there? Leonardo's the goody two-shoes and is actually kind of the leader, the blue one.
Yeah.
Raphael is kind of a maverick. He's kind of angry. Something's not right. He gets cross a lot, and he doesn't play well with others.
You see a lot of yourself in him, I assume.
No. And then Donatello is Donatello's like, I'm good at science. Like he's now. I know some people prefer Donatello. I think Matthew's a Donatello guy from what I remember. But I'm going for Raphael because in a similar way, basically what reminded me of Raphael is Hangman Page on AEW and his story, his arc. He's not been going through the best time. He needed some friends to help pick him up. And, the rest of the Turtles / Elite didn't at all. And I see a lot of Leonardo and Kenny Omega, arrogant, while trying to be like a nice guy. Raphael's just who he is. And that's why I'm putting him in the Hall of Fame. Thanks, everyone.
I've never seen it. Maffew, any thoughts on the Teenage Mutant?
Maffew will know more about them than I do, so he might be able to pick a few holes in this argument.
I was laughing because you were going through, I think that's the leader, and I think that's the nerdy one. And I'm literally doing the theme song in my head, where it's Leonardo leads, Donatello does machines.
Does machines.
Does machines.
Does machines.
What does
he needs
that
to get
mean?
arrested for that. He needs to be on a list. He does machines.
You can fix the printer. So they're going through, because this is wonderful times of Saturday morning cartoons when the theme song not only had to be very catchy, but also had to explain what everyone does, so leads and does machines. It kind of works. The whole idea is
what do the other ones do?
Then it does machines. Raphael, it's cool. It's true. Give me a break. Michelangelo is a party dude.
A party dude. Take your job more seriously.
They're all working hard. They're all training and working for the big fight with Shredder, and it's Michelangelo just dancing.
Guy, pathetic.
Like Kenny Omega.
Michelangelo.
Oh, no, wait, who do you say?
Leonardo is like Omega. Raphael's Hangman. Okay. Donatello's Tony Khan.
I was going to say, Tony Khan.
And Michelangelo's bloody Michael Nakazawa.
It's not a perfect analogy, but it works. I think it's good. And I appreciate the Ninja Turtles things, just the fact that you ever see the live action film?
Yeah, you once described Samoa Joe in disguise as looking like, oh, you're gonna do that?
I was gonna bring that up because there's a bit in the film where Raphael's like, I'll disguise myself because he's a giant effing radioactive turtle, this giant coat and hat, and it's pretty funny and iconic if you remember that. NXT Newcastle. Everyone goes to head of steam. Samoa Joe shows up because, the one Samoan dude in all of the Northeast shows up with a giant coat and a hat. Like no one, hi. And instantly everyone knows who it is. But then my mate goes up and goes, you Samoa Joe? And he goes, yeah, but don't tell everybody while everybody's looking at him. And he has one shot, realizes, then leaves. So, yeah, I like it.
Do you remember when Moose walked into the, where were we? Trillions, is it called?
Trillions, yeah.
Trillions, and immediately just showered with Moose chants. They knew it was Moose.
Felt bad for the bar staff whenever we went somewhere after a show.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a good night. I didn't go out after that NXT house show. Me and Ross went together and we barely knew each other. And we sat together and it was just me and him. And I think that remains the high point of our friendship, that NXT house show. But I don't remember what we did after, but we definitely didn't go to the head of steam. Ash, who runs Rise, the nightclub that we often frequent, he apparently had a chat with Sami Zayn that night all about like old school punk rock and stuff. Everyone had a nice time with the NXT lads. And I don't remember where me and Ross went. I think we might have just gone to like The Charles Gray.
What year was this? 2016?
2015, the back end of 2015.
Great roster there as well. I bet they had
it was an insane show. It was Balor and Zayn, Neville and Baron Corbin, I think, but Neville won because everyone really wanted Neville because it was in Newcastle.
Did Neville go out after?
I didn't
see anyone. Oh yeah, Maffew, did he go? You were out, yeah.
No, well, he didn't go the head of steam. You know, Finn Balor was coming up as Smojo was coming down, and he was just like, no. It's full of marks, man. Like, all right. The ring announcer, what's his name? He was there, and that's so bad. Sorry,
I love him.
And also, what's his name? Bull.
Bull
Dempsey.
Yeah.
Bull. Is it Bull Dempsey?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bull
sure.
James as well.
Bull James. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Bull James. Because Baron Corbin said, I hung out with the Botchamania dude. He sent me a message going, dude, where are you? Can I see you tomorrow morning? I went, yeah, sure. And then I went there and he'd already gone. And I went, you got me, you get. And he went, I just overslept, dude. I'll see you next time. I'm like, next time you're in Newcastle. Fantastic. NXT never came back to Newcastle for some reason.
I walked up those steps, by the way. You know where Pac was doing his promos for AEW? Getting my steps in. I walked up those last Friday. Stinker piss. It's the pissiest place that I've ever been.
If I'm at my girlfriend's and we nip to the shops and then come back, those steps, man, it's an absolute killer. Like, honestly. And scary once you get a bit further around and deep. Did you go past the bit with just all the clothes on the floor? There's just a bag of clothes. What's that about?
Got to the top and I started. There was a raid on Pokemon, so I started doing that, and I felt very, very vulnerable. Let me tell you.
I mean, people hang out there, and I don't know who it is, but it often stinks of like magical cigarettes. If you catch my drift,
it's Pac. It's Pac.
Yeah, he's just there. Living in the wild. All the clothes are his. Anyway,
Maffew, what's yours?
Disclaimer for Cultaholic. We have no record that Pac is smoking magic cigarettes in Newcastle.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
There's plenty of other doylums doing it. Mine it's a weird one, but I'm going in the spirit of the rest of the podcast. All right, there's a guy on Twitter who has been DMing me, and I legit can't remember when he started DMing me this, because I muted him and had to delete the conversations, and then his DM still got through. And I'm like, wait, I'm pretty sure I set my settings to not to no one DM me unless I know you. And they still came through, so it must be fate. And he DM me. And then last Friday when I was having Captain Morgan Mania, it came through yet again. And the thing he's been DMing me for at least a year is, please, for the Cultaholic Hall of Fame, can you please nominate Big Show's big yellow shirt he was wearing when he turned on Cena to help John Laurinaitis win in 2011. What? And every time I've seen this, I've been like, sod off, go away, how dare you, whatever. And it would come up, even though I muted him. So again, it must be the planets aligning and it must be destined. So I went, you know what, mate, I'm in a good mood. I'm definitely doing it this week. And I said that whilst under the influence of Captain Morgan, so I have to do it now. So to Graham Sands 316, it only took you a year of persistently messaging me. So as soon as I put this in, I know just for the messages that you're the type of guy to go, no, Maffew, that was a joke. I can't believe you actually took it seriously or whatever.
It's definitely going to win as well. It's definitely going to win. And I'm worried. I'm concerned that it's going to lead to a horrible chain of you just using Graham's picks every week, and you'll have a bit of a cartel going on in the Hall of Fame.
Cartel.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a picture now, and I can't, because I can't picture it in my head, and I can't see it. I've searched Big Show yellow shirt WWE. The problem is I'm on Bing because there's a new laptop.
Oh, you're Bing.
It doesn't have credit, so that's the worst, isn't it? It's just there's a picture of Mojo Rawley in his Bromy yellow. There's a lot of Cena in yellow shirts, a lot of which are photoshopped. There's Big Show as the showster at Backlash. I can't remember it, but that's going to win because it's got wrestling in it, right?
By default, it's... Oh, no. Actually, you know what? I'm all right with you not voting for it. Wait, I just checked. Graham Sands says, no, wait, vote for Raphael instead. There we go, because this guy's going to get too much power in his head. But, yeah, it just shows the type of fans that we have at Cultaholic. They are persistent. They are lovely. Sometimes they're a bit creepy, but we love all of them, all the same. So thank you very much. Finally, Graham Sands, I know you can put this to rest, and maybe the mummy's curse will be lifted. Finally, you've got this nominated in the Hall of Fame. But thank you. Big Show's big yellow shirt from Over the Limit 2011. That was it. And that is your Hall of Fame selection. Woof. So we have Raphael, the Ninja Turtle.
Raph to his friends.
Raph to his friends. I've already forgotten what yours is, Pacitti.
Triple jump.
It is triple jump. Just all of them in general? Don't want to say one in particular, get some drama going?
James.
Except James.
Because he sports Man United, and that's a bad thing, apparently.
Yeah. And I think you should vote for triple jump because one of them, I've found out working there, is genuinely allergic to chocolate. So that lad has suffered enough.
Well, Peter doesn't like it.
Right.
I don't know if is he allergic?
He told me he was allergic.
Bloody hell.
Oh, this would be a great thing if he's made that up just to wind up.
No, he always rejects. If there's chocolate going around, he will reject it. And I just assumed that he didn't like it, but makes sense.
Willpower. Yeah. So, yeah, they deserve your vote. And also, Graham Sand's pick, Big Show's big yellow shirt. And if you want to nominate any of them, why would you? You can by going to patreon.com/Cultaholic.
This week in the wrestling. It's this bloody week in the wrestling.
This week in wrestling. Starting off with SmackDown, which again is a great show because I only watch 15 minutes of it every week. Cesaro defeated Grand Metalik after both Kalisto and Lindsay Dorado. Actually, you know what? There's loads of notes here for these bloody matches. These are nice, but I'm not going to say anything. Something. Lucha House Party now have a shot at the titles at Clash of Champions. Yay.
I did the notes this week because Jack has a really busy Thursday. And so I copied what happened from WWE.com and then trimmed it down a little bit, but clearly I've not trimmed it down enough. I should have realised that nobody cares about Lucha House Party and maybe
You didn't put little jokes in like I do.
There's a couple.
Okay, well, while you're... I'm reading these jokes. What did you think? Are you hyped up for Lucha House Party? You seem to like them. There you go.
Me? Oh, no. I like one of them. But I'm not hyped for this match. I feel like maybe Nakamura and Cesaro could get cost by the Street Profits, but I think they're both going to keep those belts and then have another match later on. So I don't know. It follows the theme of a lot of these matches at Clash of Champions, which is that a lot of the challenges haven't been built up very well, in my opinion. But,
the thing is, like, if Kalisto does do the proper turn at Clash of Champions, nobody's going to care.
Yeah, they've sort of dropped it, haven't they? They kind of did it a bit and then dropped it.
It's actually one that sort of favours the Thunderdome, the empty arena era, because it would be the same reaction. Oh. In fact, you'll get more from Kevin Dunn just sliding the volume fader up. So good luck to him. Yeah, I don't care.
Kalisto will turn on him and the crowd will go, Shane O'Mac. Cool. Nikki Cross
defeated... Was that
defeated...
a reference to the video games?
No, on Raw. They did the Shane O'Mac. Like, they piped in those chants.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, why?
Because it's
in the
Shane
ring,
O'Mac. Shane O'Mac.
Superstar. WWE superstar. Living legend.
Speaking of living legends, Nikki Cross defeated Lacey Evans and Alexa Bliss. What a segue. Alexa Bliss staring. She was good at the fact that the sassy Southern Belle rubbed hand sanitizer into the eyes of the Scottish superstar.
Yeah, she got the hand sanitizer. She got it in her eyes. I think that's all right, actually. I don't mind that spot.
The ref just let it happen.
Yeah.
Why? That's bad refereeing, you have to say.
It's not a weapon. Maybe in Lacey's mind, she was doing a good thing and just being safe.
It's a
being
weapon.
Clean. It is a weapon.
It's not fair. It's not fair. The ref should be sacked.
But what about water? Like, you know, where in a wrestling match where a wrestler grabs a bottle of water from an audience member and chucks it in the eyes, is that a weapon? Where's the line?
They shouldn't do it. Yeah, they shouldn't do it. But
that should be an instant DQ. In the main event,
there's probably a certain percentage of how pure the water is, and if it crosses that, then it's a foreign object because. You can't be using hand sanitizer.
So, like, if the hand sanitizer is like below 60% alcohol content, then that's okay. But above, that's going to really sting your eyeball. I cut graded this week, and Sam was doing it, and my favorite bit of it was like, oh, imagine if getting hand sanitizer in your eye, that would hurt loads. And then the jump cut is just him going, by the way, it probably wasn't hand sanitizer, it was probably water. And then he just moves on with the rest of it. Awesome. Yeah, I didn't mind it. It was a fine match, and then Alexa hitting Sister Abigail on the outside, doing that again. cool.
I missed your what was your I missed your joke about Sam and you
No, it wasn't really a joke. I cut graded, and there was a bit where he was explaining what happened. The hand sanitizer. Yeah, and then the jump cut was him just going, "Oh, it probably wasn't hand sanitizer, probably water." But it was really good.
Stealing my sort of shtick, but that's all right. That seems like my kind of delivery, but that's fine. It's okay.
Take it up with Sam.
It's fine.
Are you trying to transition the beef away from Maffew to Sam, who doesn't appear on the podcast?
What beef?
The beef between you and Maffew, which is
there's no beef. I just sometimes
tension.
get really enraged by him, but that's okay. And do you know why it is? It's because
you hate.
I get off to a bad mood at the start of every one of these podcasts because every time, regardless of who's on. When Richard's making us do our claps to sync the audio at the start, I'm always last, Richard. I know you're listening. I'm always the last to clap. And I don't know why that is, but it just really gets me in a bad mood.
Maffew, you didn't give me my big intro this week either. Last week you were like, oh, and here's the head honcho, the granddaddy of them all.
Sexiest man.
Yeah. And you didn't do that this week. I was looking forward to that. Yeah, can you do that now, just before we continue?
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast with the slim, trim, buff, cut, ripped, chiseled and jacked Mr. Adam Pacitti. Oh, Christ.
Whoa, that was scary.
I knocked all the lights over. Carry on. SmackDown, eh?
And also Jack.
Mm-hmm.
No, that
what
was
else happened? What else happened?
Yeah, and then Alexa Bliss.
And also me, right?
Yeah. Alexa Bliss then was possessed. Kind of, and then hit the Sister Abigail something. Do
you reckon she's getting involved on Sunday? Alexa Bliss in the in Nikki's championship match?
Yeah.
You reckon over Sasha? I think it's more likely.
I reckon she'll do something mean to Nikki and it'll just carry on from there.
Yeah, fair.
And then Bayley delivers another shocking attack on Sasha Banks. Sasha was firing back at Bayley for a heinous attack. They really love that word, don't they? Heinous. And scathing message last week.
Word, yeah.
Yes. Heinous. By letting the SmackDown Women's Champion know she'd be nothing without the boss. Shortly afterwards, Bayley blindsided her former friend with a steel chair attack and Banks sprawled on the floor once again. Wait a minute, is that supposed to be in reference to her with the women's tag titles at WrestleMania? Sprawled on the floor, Sasha. I thought you put that in Pacitti. Oh, sorry, just my mind wandering. What do you think of this, Mr. Jack? You'll go first because I love you so much.
I am enjoying it. I just don't know how they're going to... I'm presuming that the end game is Sasha winning the Rumble and then a match at Mania between the two. I'm just wondering how... That's quite a long way away, actually. Like, we're not even at Survivor Series yet, so I'm wondering how do they drag this out until WrestleMania? But they can do it. I think they can probably do it. It's just going to take a bit of wheel spinning to get there, and I don't know how they're going to do it. But
yeah, I think they'll manage as well. Just because I think it's probably the best women's feud on the main roster, at least for maybe even a couple of years. I think they're
Since
really
Becky
nailing it. Yeah,
was around. Yeah.
I think they're nailing it. I think it was a great promo as well. I think Sasha really nailed the promo. And the attack was good. That writes her off for a little bit longer, you've got to imagine. So I guess that's how they're going to get there. Is by Bayley can now actually go and get involved in another feud after Nikki. Let's say Nikki and Alexa are going to do a thing. Bayley can, maybe even Naomi gets a shot. Bayley beats her to get Bayley even more heat. And then Sasha comes back. I reckon they'll do it. Maffew?
Good times. AJ Styles defeated Sami Zayn.
What he's doing is he's reading the notes and thinking, I can't read these dry notes, so he's panicking on what to do next. I think that's what Maffew was doing.
That is not what I'm doing. You get your dirty eyes out my clean head. Okay. AJ Styles defeated Sami Zayn. Zayn appeared to be headed for a win, with a crafty roll-up, but the officials stopped the count due to Zayn holding Styles tight. Despite the loss, Zayn quickly scrambled to declare it was not an official title match and demanded to be announced as the champion. Jeff Hardy would then emerge to take out both competitors and send a message in true Hardy fashion using tables and ladders.
It's so funny hearing you read the corporate WWE notes.
Jeff Hardy promos crack me up. Something rotten, honestly. The way he talks is like there was a girl in my GCSE drama class who thought that everything had to be delivered in like the most dramatic way possible. So if the line was, "Oh, I'm just going down the shops," it'd be, "I'm just going down the shops." And Jeff Hardy does that. Do you know what I mean? Like when he was sat on the ladder.
Yeah. Sorry, I would disagree. He is trying to make it dramatic, but he always emphasizes the wrong word in the sentence. I'm going to the shops.
Yeah,
It's weird.
Yeah, but no, as I say, I think it's been a really good build. I don't have high hopes for Sami Zayn, who is the rightful champion and the rightful winner of that match. That hasn't happened yet, but we'll see.
And then finally, Roman Reigns and Jey Uso defeated Sheamus and King Corbin in a Samoan street fight. Big old brawl until the cousins teamed up for a Reigns spear and an Uso splash to take out Corbin for the win. Jey cheekily poses with a belt and Roman laughs, but not for long.
You're nailing that. You love doing that, don't you?
Oh, can we all try doing that at once? Like, pretend it. All right, it's scene. We're at the GCSE drama class.
I don't want to do it. I got a horrible panic in my stomach, in my chest now. I don't want to do this.
Well, let's start with some warm-up games.
Mine's going to look stupid.
Yeah.
No,
Zip-zap boing. Come on. Zip-zap.
The ostrich has oddly shaped feet. There you go.
I don't like these drama games. This has all made me very anxious. I was never one for drama at school.
I thought you'd have loved that.
I'm getting all flustered. I don't like it.
Palpitations.
Ha ha ha. See, I feel stupid.
Oh, that was good. That was good. Yeah,
Thank you.
Nailed it.
Guys.
Okay, and Pacitti. We'll do it at the same time. We'll do it 3, 2, like
okay.
3, 2, 1.
Great for the audio listeners.
Yeah. It's like when I tore that picture up of Thatcher. Went down very well on the podcast.
Oh, yeah, you did do that.
Yeah.
We'll do the annotations. Pacitti puts in a lot of effort to smiling dramatically than not smiling. Jack doesn't put any effort into it whatsoever because he thinks this bit is silly.
The others chuckle wryly. Maffew continues.
Needless to say, I had the last laugh. Monday Night Raw happened.
Oh, it was bad Raw.
Yeah,
it was a silly Raw as well. It was silly. There was people getting eaten by sharks. It was odd. It was an odd one.
It was. Retribution. Oh, that actually happened. I thought you were just taking the piss. Yes, somebody did get by a shark. Retribution signed with WWE and bulldozed over the Hurt Business. As Monday Night Raw began, it was revealed that the 5 core members of Retribution have signed with WWE. Dio is now known as Mace. Dijak, not Dijakovic, now T-Bone. Actually, it's T-Bar. I don't know who put T-Bone there. And Shane Thorne is now
from WWE.com. T-Bone.
Yeah, I would have copied it and slimmed it down.
It says T-Bone right here.
Anyway. No, I think it's just a mistake.
Yeah.
Kayfabe. And Shane Thorne, now known to his brothers as Slapjack.
Slapjack.
What a good idea. The Hurt Business arrived to welcome the masked vigilantes to Raw, but United States Champion Bobby Lashley, MVP Shelton Benjamin, and Cedric Alexander were quickly overwhelmed as more masked members of Retribution swarmed the ring and left them down. Left them down.
So
technically right.
Not only have they made Retribution even sillier than they were, but they're feuding with a heel group, so no one wants to cheer for anyone. And that, I don't know, it's gone. I can't say anything that's not already been said about it on Twitter. Everyone ripped into it. It's the first big laughing stock one since the Viking Experience, I think, really. That was a bad time as well.
So, breaking it down, Retribution showed up, started wrecking the place to the point where they had to move to the Thunderdome. They threw cinder blocks through windows. They knocked over tables that then had to be put back up. It was all horrible. They scared off commentators. And WWE have signed them.
Yeah.
Okay. That's very odd. Now they're getting promo time. Now they have their own camera. I said this last time, but hopefully other people notice this as well. There's one camera they cut to, only when Retribution are around. And all it does, it's at this side of the arena. And all it does is do this. It's like a fun special Retribution camera.
The special anarchy cam for when things are going down.
And they have themes and they have masks. And the masks just they don't look good. They don't look threatening. They don't look cool.
Punk's Instagram story thing was very funny. Did you see that?
I did, yes. We spawned Dijakovic.
T-Bar.
Tweet in camera. Sorry, T-Bone to his friends, according to this note. T-Bone say, how dare you mock my brother Slapjack?
It was good. I liked his reply.
Yeah,
his reply
funny.
was so kayfabe. It was like, how dare you?
They're trying. They're trying.
Yeah.
They've been dealt the worst hand imaginable.
Yeah. And even worse.
Slapjack.
The highlight of Raw still is when Retribution show up and the commentator's like, oh my God, Retribution are here. Retribution, help, and all this. Oh no, what's going to happen? And then 3 seconds later, Tom Phillips. This episode of Monday Night Raw is brought to you by Domino's Pizza.
Oh, I really fancy a Domino's. I'm so hungry.
See, Domino's were really nice when everyone had that code, which made it 50% off. As soon as those codes ran out, sort of my interest in Domino's.
Oh, there's
Yeah,
always a
Domino's
code. There's always a code, isn't it?
Oh, a little bit pricey. Wait.
2 for Tuesdays. I ate them. I think they're stodgy and horrible.
Oh, I like a Papa John's, and I got ridiculed for that by someone. I can't remember
like
who. I was
Papa
like,
John's.
Papa John's, all right, yeah. I'm going to have one after the pay-per-view the next day, after
Treat
Clash of
yourself.
Champions. I'm going to do that. Anyway,
Keep us updated.
Sorry.
Do a stream.
Yeah.
I've eaten it. A
Yes,
mukbang.
a
As the,
mukbang.
as the YouTubers
Oh
call it.
my God. I didn't
I
know
don't know
what
the point
mukbang
of that. I don't-
was
what's the
until a
point
few
of
weeks
that?
ago.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, because it was one of those like videos about YouTubers. It was about a mukbang dude who was controversial or something. I'm going, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Every
don't get
week there's a new fetish. And then you saw all the hits these mukbang videos were getting. And you're like, millions of people are into
it.
seeing.
Do people eat with them as though they're hanging out?
I hope not. Have you seen some of the things these people are bloody eating?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, the conspiracy that one of them is actually kidnapped because she's blindfolded, and they said sometimes she like leaves messages. Sorry, I'm getting really off topic now. Sorry, but
I like a bit like I've been kidnapped here in this bare living room, actually.
you're kidnapped and you're forced to look like you're about to have a wank at any second.
What?
Excuse me. How dare
It's
you?
just like the professional setup with
Is it because the
pictures of
laptop's
dogs.
right on my
Because you keep on going up and down and then you're
Moving up
like,
and
yeah, all
down a
right,
lot.
mate. Yeah. And you might be on a bus, etc. Anyway, so Retribution, everyone's made the jokes by now. There we go. Print screen. The new Dirty Den. And what else happened on Retribution? Retribution Monday Night Raw. Andrade and Angel Garza defeated Humberto Carrillo and Dominic Mysterio, also Seth Rollins and Murphy, to earn a Raw Tag Team Championship match at Clash of Champions. I was very surprised at the description. Seth Rollins abandoned his disciple Murphy in the middle of the bout, again, saying he had more important matters to attend to. That left Murphy at the mercy of Andrade and Garza, who put him away quickly to earn the title opportunity. There were 2 tag teams here that are on the verge of splitting up, and still, Humberto Carrillo and Dominic Mysterio couldn't win, I guess, because they're not a real tag team. The division's on its arse right now, if we're being fair. So I could only think of one that's going to happen at Clash of Champions, and that's Andrade and Angel Garza don't win, and then finally split up and get it over and done with.
I think so. I owe you an apology, Maffew, because
Oh, you don't owe me anything.
when Seth Rollins battered Murphy in the cage, I was like, well, that's it. That's the end of it. And you went, no, it's just, they'll be back together next week. It's like that couple who always break up. And I was like,
Me and you.
no, I think this is actually it. And you were right. So, sorry.
Write that down. The one time I'm going to write. But what do you think, Pacitti, about the tag team division on Raw?
Oh, it's bad. It's just WWE is plagued with teams splitting up all over the shop. It's not just Raw either. See, I the predictions will be out by now, but I've gone for Andrade and Angel to win on that, and I'm sort of regretting it now. You've said that. I think they're gonna. I think they've maybe decided that they're not going to split them up. Or it will happen on Sunday night, and that'll be the big blow-off. No, because there's so many other teams splitting up. They need to keep them together. Yeah, it was a decent match, fun stuff and everything. But yeah, it's difficult to get too excited about.
I predicted a draw in this predictions contest, you know?
Oh, right.
I predicted a draw for the Apollo and Lashley match.
Because of Retribution.
Because of Retribution, I think they're
Yeah,
going
I
to
was
get involved.
tempted by that.
But it's always risky to predict a no contest because they're so hard to place. There's always like one, and you never know where it's going to be. So, but I've done it. I've gone for it.
Big
For
balls.
more strategy on our predictions contest, follow my Twitter. I don't know.
They'll run and hit them both with Domino's pizzas.
Yes.
Anyway, the Kevin Owens show broke down as Braun Strowman and Dabba-Kato butted heads, and Aleister Black ambushed Owens. Exciting stuff. Zelina Vega defeated Mickie James to earn a Raw Women's title match at the Clash of Champions. Not the best way to suddenly...
On the pre-show, yeah. Oh,
It's nuts,
poor
that
Zelina.
world title. Well,
Poor
yeah.
Asuka.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it hasn't had a tremendous amount of build or anything, but there are other matches that could have easily filled that slot.
Yeah.
Lucha House Party.
Sorry. WWE stealing from AEW again.
Putting the women on the pre-show, is that a joke? I see.
Yeah.
I get it. But they put them on the main show then, and then everyone slagged it off.
Yeah.
Because it was bad.
It was crap.
It was bad. Maybe it should have been on the pre-show.
Speaking of crap, a shark interfered in the 24/7 title chase. R-Truth was attempting to enjoy a day at the beach with little Jimmy. Little did he know that Akira Tozawa was awaiting him in the surf with a referee. Little did they know that a shark was lurking in the water nearby. R-Truth made it back to the sand with his title, but the shreds of his ninja gear washing up in the tide. Tozawa did not escape unharmed. R.I.P. Akira Tozawa.
If that's just it, is that if he's never seen again? That's just how
nobody
Tozawa
would care.
The problem is, Tozawa is excellent as well.
Yeah,
he's like one of the best wrestlers around, and they could use him so much better, and they just haven't doing this. I wonder how he feels.
Is
He
this
seems
just to shield the video game? Is this because like Battlegrounds, you got all the wacky bollocks in? Like there's a you can get eaten by a crocodile in that. Was there a big shill for that afterwards or something? It seems appropriately timed.
That would make well done, Pacitti, if using logic there. I hadn't thought about that.
Well, it's still bollocks. It's still rubbish. I'm not.
But it's
I'm not saying it's
sensible
good.
bollocks.
There you go.
I don't think it is. I think if they were gonna plug Battlegrounds, they'd do it in a way less subtle fashion. They'd be like, he's been eaten by a giant copy of WWE Battlegrounds. So no, right?
Yeah. Apollo Crews defeated Cedric Alexander. Alexander may have been a little preoccupied at ringside with Ricochet, got distracted and allowed Crews to roll him up before the 3 count. After the bell, the Hurt Business attacked Crews and Ricochet, with Lashley putting Crews in the Hurt Lock, perhaps sending him a message ahead of the United States Championship match this Sunday.
He's so ashamed to be reading. Perhaps sending him a
Perhaps
message.
sending him a
I'll
message.
trim it down more.
No, that's great. I love those
Is that
WWE
what's
style
called? The
write-ups.
Hurt Lock. That's
Yeah,
an
it's the Hurt
awful.
Lock
The
now.
Hurt Lock.
The Hurt Locker, that won Academy Award.
Yeah. The Hurt Lock.
In a way.
Not a fan.
Yeah. Dolph Ziggler defeated, just some more underground stuff happened. Whatever, no one cares.
I put them all together. That was
Yeah,
all
well
separate
done.
stuff.
Any thoughts on Raw Underground? Any thoughts whatsoever?
Get it off our TVs.
Next. Seth Rollins seemingly drove a wedge between the Mysterio family. I love these write-ups. These are language. Rollins turned his attention to Rey's daughter, Aaliyah, who was seen comforting the Monday Night Messiah's disciple. Who wrote this crap? After the steel cage match last week, Mysterio attempted to keep Rollins from talking about his daughter, but he inadvertently angered Aaliyah, causing his daughter to storm off.
Yeah, not like in this storyline.
Well, which one? There's so many right now, Jack.
The one with Aaliyah or Aaliyah, I can't remember which way it's pronounced. But yeah, I don't care about any sort of potential love angle between her and Buddy Murphy.
Isn't she like 15 or something?
She's 19.
Oh, is she?
Because it caused a bit of a stir on Twitter with people saying, like, how old is she if she's in this sort of storyline? And it seems like they're doing like a coming of age, let your daughter be who she wants to be storyline. And that's not what I want from Rey Mysterio. I want to see him do flips and, wear colourful things. I don't want this family drama. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a few things going on. Seth seemed to tease or just make a joke about, I've checked and I'm not even sure that she's your daughter. And so everyone went, they're doing the Mysterio Dominic thing again. And I thought it was just like a bit of a nudge and a wink to that, to be honest. I don't think they're actually doing it again.
They're actually doing it.
I think they might.
I think really? I'd wait a week. I've been right
surprise
once this week. Let's keep it going. Twice in 2 weeks. I think that was just a little joke and they're going to move on.
Fair enough. I feel like if it does happen, then Seth's not got a leg to stand on, because even though his point was that Dominic's a lot taller than Rey, he also has the same face as Rey. So I think that's probably... Do you not think Dominic looks like Rey?
I've never seen him without his mask off.
You have in person. In person, you've seen him with his mask on.
He's got a face. I don't
Pacitti
think he looks that much
Pacitti
like
used to
him.
Pacitti and Rey used to have a game where Pacitti would run around backstage with Rey on his back. They loved it. They bloody knocking into people. Come on, Rey, get on my back. Let's do the thing again.
And then I
Knocking
tried to
into
get on
people.
his collapse.
Yeah,
He's got
went
no
badly.
strength.
He just instinctively turned it into that like sunset flip that he does. We had a laugh. People are going to think that's true
you're
now.
fired this week, Jack.
That is true. And he's my dad.
Yeah. I wish
We've
it
got
was
the
true
same
now.
face.
I really wish that was true. Just people trying to like plan matches and you and Ray come tearing through the middle. Way!
Nino. Watch out, it's the Rainbulance.
Oh my god. Oh.
Anyway, so Buddy Murphy hitting on this kid. So I think the news is that he's going to be drafted to NXT UK any day soon.
Oh, he's done it. He's gone there.
You're the one watching a program about the boys. What's that? What's the boys that you were on about earlier? You've been watching the boys.
It's an anti-superhero film, isn't it?
It's an anti-song.
Oh.
It's like reverse X-Men, where the heroes are bad.
It's like Garth Ennis, so, you know, superheroes suck, boo, but it's very simple entertainment. I like it. Goes down easy, like Brum. And yeah, it's all right.
I'm glad you went with Rum
every
there.
Friday.
I'd just like to defend the copywriter at WWE, because as a former copywriter myself, you don't always get to write things that you're proud of. And I don't think it's his fault that these summaries are written in such a dry fashion, because we've all been there in the trade. I had to write a Christmas poem once for a competition winner at Hayes Travel, and it was dreadful. So I'm just saying.
So
You had to write a poem. The prize was a poem.
No. The prize was a getaway to like Lapland or something, right?
Nice.
And I had to write the message that was on the email informing them that they'd won the prize.
Do you remember it? I'd love to
No,
hear about it.
but it was very basic couplets. It was like,
What rhymes with Lapland?
well, I don't think
You
I
won't
did
have a
that.
crap land because you go into Lapland.
It's all just like, so look forward to 5 exciting days. Congratulations, you are the winner here at Hayes, or something like. Like it was just that sort of stuff. But all the middle-aged women in the office proper loved me for that. They were like, "Oh, Jack, that's dead canny." That so I felt all right about it.
Nice.
Your mother lover. Where we at? So chaos reigned in the main event between the Hurt Business and Retribution. The Vigilantes dominated the 6-man tag team battle until the United States champion came into the fray and unleashed his fury. Again, it's just because this is how the commentators talk. Like no other person in any other sport or anywhere else in the world. That's why it's funny to me. Like someone's actually typed how they speak. So you know that someone's being, no, do it again over and over until they're writing like this. Lashley had Slapjack in the Hurt Lock.
This is a plot synopsis of a dirty. This is a dirty plot synopsis from some porn.
This is brilliant. But T-Bar. Oh,
and Drew
change his
unleashed his
name.
fury all over their back. Yeah. Dreadful.
But T-Boner attacked him from the ring apron, causing the match to be thrown out. Because you can't have that type of action with Retribution. That set off an absolute melee as Retribution's minions swarmed the ring. WWE champion Drew McIntyre led the Raw roster to the ring to fight off the invaders, setting off a chaotic brawl. But in the midst of the fracas, Randy Orton slid into the ring and dropped McIntyre for an RKO. I'm tapping out.
All right, I'll do a better job next week.
You copy pasted it though, didn't you?
I did, yeah, but I might write it myself.
No,
I'm not
leave
a
it, leave
writer,
it,
but
please.
It's not gonna, all right, okay,
Please
we'll
leave it.
stick with it.
For the love of God.
It feels like each one's going to start. Turmoil has captured the Empire. And just, dun, 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 dun.
Come on, Maffew, tell us more about this sticky situation that the WWE superstars found themselves in.
Yeah, there we go. Well, here at the WWE Performance Center in the Thunderdome land, sponsored by WWE Battlegrounds and some crabby pizza. Retribution's proper first match when they were DQ after, I forget if it was Slapjack or Tuva or Raphael or, one of the Street Sharks were called, interfered with, I believe it was an eye poke or maybe it just wasn't legal. Either way, the referee had seen enough. We'd all seen enough by that point. Even the referee, I think, was at that point like I'm in the match because I've got some funny tweets to send about this, the things I've seen on Raw, like everybody else in wrestling. And that was the end of Raw. It went off the air. And they don't have a match for Clash of Champions this Sunday.
They'll turn up somewhere.
They'll be there somewhere.
They've
been very, very kind in not interrupting 2 or 3 pay-per-views so far,
and staying off SmackDown altogether.
Yeah, really, really, really good of them. But yeah, you've got to imagine that they'll pop up at some point in the night. I hope so. I want to hear the new names. It's
getting quite gloomy outside, mine. I'm worried about the light here.
I'm worried that in the time it takes us to do this, 2 police cars have driven past.
Yeah. The way we're positioned here, on the way to Adam, actually, gone past that way. So,
oh dear.
Do you remember when the Amazon Man came? That was a good podcast, that one.
That was the best, wasn't it? Yeah. We're going to AEW Dynamite now. AEW was a bit weird this week. They had Dark, and then they had the Midnight Special.
Late Night Dynamite.
Late Night Dynamite. And for reasons I can't quite remember, because then Dynamite aired as usual. But one of the things...
Sorry, I can't explain. So there was an NBA playoff basketball game, and they were hoping, I think, that once it had finished, people would stick around, because it started immediately after the basketball. And the first person you saw was Chris Jericho. So, quite clever, but yeah.
Very sensible. And so it wasn't much in the way of like plot or anything important, but there was a good match. This is going somewhere. A guy called Ben Carter was making a few appearances in AEW Dark and then was on the Late Night Special, and he had a good match. He's a good flippy dude, but he hails from Jersey. So I thought I'd explain to a few people the concept of Jersey, because the Americans seem to have it in their heads. What is happening with this camera? I'm very sorry. Because he's got the Union Jack flag, which apparently some people in Jersey are all right with, even though Jersey isn't technically part of the United Kingdom. It's a crown dependency. But it's probably a lot easier just to have, look, I'm English, all right, rather than go through the history of this. Well, apparently someone on Twitter messaged me and said, this is twice in 2 days someone's taken the piss out of Jersey. And they said that Jack described Ben Spencer as more French than British.
I did.
And I thought I'd bring that up. So did you actually mean to say that?
It was just a throwaway. Like, it's been a long week.
Oh, okay.
I didn't mean to.
Oh, it wasn't even supposed to be a joke then?
There's also apparently a lot of Portuguese people in Jersey, so maybe I should have said, he's more Portuguese than, I don't know. I feel like I'm behind the times. I've never been,
Cancelled, it's over. Job done.
How dare you assume that land, because it's a stone's throw away from France, is French? How dare you? How dare you not know that it's actually kind of part of the UK, but not part of the UK, but still VAT 20%?
Do you know what a weird... Right, I shouldn't have said this in front of Pacitti, because he is also an islander, even though his island's much closer to...
The Islanders doesn't wear shoes, he's got a hard head.
But Adam's the only person I know from the Isle of Wight. I know one person from the Isle of Man, and she is weird. Is the Isle of Man known for weirdness?
I don't know. The Isle of Wight is, for sure.
Is it? Really?
Oh, yeah.
Stories you've told me are quite... Are islands just weird people?
Yeah. You become insular and you have webbed toes and all that stuff.
Yeah.
No, people on the Isle of Wight genuinely are weird. And I know there'll be people listening and probably unsubscribing at the moment because I've slagged off where we're from. But look at yourself in the mirror, you know?
You're from there.
Yeah, I'm the exception. Exceptions are the rule.
Yeah, I'd like to know if you're from the Channel Islands or the Isle of Man or Wight. Do listen to this. Or maybe even the Isle of Dogs, if you want to tell us all about these places. We'd like to know. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, that's nothing to do with AEW Dynamite, but let's move on to what was
Holy Island. Sorry. That
was good. I like that. A half crap, half good episode of AEW Dynamite. Miro and Kip Sabian defeated Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss. Now, you would normally think that with Miro making his in-ring debut for AEW, with Miro having this all support, yay, it's Miro, he's so cool. He spends like $2,000 on shirts. We love him. This would be a big old squash with Miro kicking ass. For some reason, it was competitive. Trying to make Janela and Kiss look good at the same time, which I thought could have been in any other time. And the result was not a good match, in my opinion. It was sloppier than, think of some sloppy Maffew, deep-fried baked beans. But what did you guys think? You're more positive than me. Pacitti.
No,
Yeah, it didn't really do much for me. I actually think it was the wrong choice of opponents, because I think a lot of people feel the same way that I do about Janela and Kiss, and that they're a great tag team, and I want to root for them. So I just think that was the wrong choice. And you're right, I expected Rusev to just come in and absolutely flatten everyone. Obviously, they got the win and everything. But yeah, it didn't feel very special, did it? Yeah. For a debut match, and I know it's a tag match and everything, but it's like, I guess the one good thing about AEW is that they seem to be quite good at people being quite low down the pecking order and then elevating them organically and quite often fairly rapidly as well. And so it doesn't worry me about like Miro and his position on the card or anything. It just felt a bit out of place. Something didn't feel right about it.
I agree. I didn't really enjoy it. There was also a terrifying moment for Kip Sabian when Miro like boosted him over the guardrail and Janela went to meet him with a forearm, and then Sabian turned upside down and fell out of view of the camera just behind the guardrail head first, and it was like, oh God. And you hear Janela go like, are you all right? And he was fine, but it was scary.
Yeah. And by the way, I'm sorry for people watching the video version of this. Webcams suck, so mine's just trying to autofocus and everything. And I think the entirety of this podcast, my microphone has been the thing that's been in focus, which might be for the best, might not be. So if I put my hand there, oh, there we go. Anyway, that's very exciting for audio people, so move on. Hangman Adam Page defeated Evil Uno, while the evil commentator, Kenny Omega, gave us his thoughts. After the match, Tony Schiavone finds the Bucks backstage. I thought this was a note to the match we just discussed, but I'll say it anyway. Matt says him and Nick feel disrespected. You all right, Jack?
I got a fright.
Okay.
My water
Is that
bottle
what
had
water bottle does that compressed thing?
Yeah. I got a little fright.
Anyway, Matt says him and Nick feel disrespected. And then when they bring up FTR, they smash his bloody phone.
It was just Matt. Nick wasn't there.
I know, it says they here. I'm reading these notes. I know it was only Matt here.
So
the same WWE guy writes the AEW notes, apparently. Anyway, what do you guys think about the things?
It was all right. I get what they're trying to do with the Bucks, like the whole we're not really heels, but we are. But I think it could just happen a bit quicker. I don't know why they're waiting for a big moment. Everyone knows that they're being heelish, so just turn them heel. I don't know.
I sort of viewed them as heel already. I didn't think this was building up to a moment even. I thought that's just them now. They've slowly turned heel and that's it. You don't need a Sean kicking Marty through the barbershop window every time. So maybe that won't come.
Excuse me. Maybe, yeah.
I agree with that, Pacitti. TNT Championship. Brody Lee defeated Orange Cassidy. The Exalted One stopped him cold with a discus lariat to take the victory after a decent back and forth match. After the match, Cody returns and he looks a bit like a vampire, it says here. He runs through the Dark Order. Lee walked out on 5 as his follower tapped out the figure 4 leg lock. And then backstage, Brody challenged Cody to a dog collar match. Good times. My first thought when I saw Cody with the black hair and the little suit was Robbie Rotten.
Robbie Rotten.
We are number one.
Yeah. What's the name of the show?
Robbie Rotten.
Lazy Town?
Oh, yeah. Didn't he die recently? The bad guy with the moustache. Doesn't he have a moustache?
He does not have a moustache.
I'm doing this on Bing. It's going to throw up something mucky here. Robbie Rotten. Yeah, that's the guy that I'm thinking. Oh my God, he does as well. He doesn't have a moustache. I'm talking bollocks there. He does look like Robbie Rotten.
I thought he looked like Darby Allin's dad. That's my example.
Daddy Allen.
Yeah.
Daddy Allen, yeah. Because he's got the all black suit and the... No, he looked like... Maffew, are you up to date on modern day Premier League managers?
As long as it's Klopp, sure.
It's not Klopp. He looks like Arteta, the Arsenal manager, because he's got very, very dark hair, almost where it looks like he's dyed it, and Cody has obviously dyed his, and yeah.
Arteta.
Yeah, A-R-T.
Yeah,
I thought it was like R. Kelly. I've searched R space.
There's not a manager of Arsenal called Arteta.
I don't know. A-R-T.
I thought it was like R. Kelly. Like, oh God. Anyway,
Arteta.
Moving on from.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
a little
just
bit,
a bit gaunt and tired looking, sunken eyes. He looked like he'd had a 5-day bender.
Yeah, my girlfriend thought he looked nice, which I'm not happy about, to be honest.
No.
I did like the dress sense, though. Very, very 2009 scene. So
I used to like Cody, and now I don't want him to win anymore.
Oh, so why is that?
Because I don't... This Steel War last.
Oh, I see, yes. That might be a bit of an issue. Yeah, good point.
Pretty Geordie. But no, I'm excited because... Well, first of all, I saw Matthew's mate, Steve V1 from OSW Review. And And I'm about to shoot on Steve here. I'm really sorry.
Oh, go.
No, I'm scared. Because, okay.
I dare you.
Because he does this thing where he'll watch a wrestling show like a week after everyone else has and live tweet himself watching it, saying like, I thought this was good, I thought this was bad. But he's blatantly seen all the opinions already and just uses that to seem very clever. Like he'll go, I reckon this match is going to be a belter, lads. And then the match is good and he's like, Feggin told you it was going to be a belter, lads. And it's like, well, yeah, because you've seen everyone talk about it already, Steve, you big phony. So...
Love it.
Anyway, I'm so scared now. I'm really scared. I think he's great, and I'm a big fan of all of OSW. The three of them.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Richard,
No,
just
man.
note the timestamp down so we can cut it easily later, I guess.
Also, when I said "fet," was it a similar word to the swear? Do we have to cut it?
Father Ted got
Okay.
away with it for God knows how long.
True. But anyway, Steve made a point which I get, but I disagree with, which is that Cody, and it's a good point. He said, like, it's funny how Cody hates Triple H, but clearly is the Triple H of AEW. He's got the big entrances, and it took ages for him to get to the ring, and all the special effects and all the bells and whistles. But I reckon Cody loves Triple H and gets the humor in what Triple H does and is trying to emulate it. I could have said that without tearing into V1.
But it's more fun that way, Jack.
No, I'm scared, man.
So I'll take the attention away off you. So you're saying he copies other people's opinions? I didn't realize he worked for
I'm not
Sports
saying
Keeda.
that. No.
I
There
hate
you
people
go.
from Jersey.
There you
Scum.
Okay,
go.
look,
There we
I'm
We're all
not-
helping out here, Jack.
No bother, mate.
There you go. Moving on.
What's the Isle of Wight's rival? It's not because it's Jersey and Guernsey. But the Isle of Wight and
It's the I don't know. No, do we have a rival? No, I don't think we do have a rival.
is there
Normal
like
people.
an eastern west side of the island or anything?
Yeah, actually, yeah. The west side is the more inbred side.
Okay.
Marginally.
Yeah. Cool.
What happened next on AEW Dynamite, Maffew?
Isaiah Cassidy wants to go at Chris Jericho. Sounds like this podcast. Matt Hardy walked out into the ring to address the man who attacked him last week. He reckons it's Jericho. Jericho says, no, it wasn't him, but would happily do some damage in the ring. He said Mark Quinn and Isaiah Cassidy stepped in, and Cassidy wanted it more and demanded a fight next week.
Surprised.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be Mark Quinn. But it's
Yeah,
not.
that's where it's going. Nah.
I'm all right with it because Quinn's already had a bit of spotlight on him. So I'm glad that Cassidy's got a little bit of a chance.
Yeah, it's another. It's going to be another example of Jericho putting someone over, whether he loses or not. They're going to be elevated as a result. So I quite like it. I think he's a talented guy.
FTR institute all of this. The 20-minute brush with greatness rule. Tully Blanchard announced that the champions will compete on AEW Dynamite in the coming weeks in a 20-minute time limit contest. Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood called it a brush with greatness. Their initial challengers would be the first AEW Tag Champions, SCU, or those SoCal lads, I think they said. I like this idea. The beat the champ, or was it with TV time remaining? That's a really old school concept. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
When's the first match?
anything
Next week?
SCU. Because Best Friends came out and wanted a match and
Yeah.
then they walked off. Yeah, so the Best Friends look like big heroes now because of what they did last week. So they came out and there was a big pop. I was like, yes.
Yeah. After how many stars was it, Jack?
Pop. Plus 5 stars.
Thank you. Hikaru Shida and Thunder Rosa defeated Ivelisse and Diamante. All right, last week, I barely even noticed Ivelisse Thunder Rosa drama in the ring that was reported on various places, including some newspapers in this
Same.
country. Yeah.
Same, I didn't really notice
Yeah,
it.
until Sean Ross Sapp was reporting that apparently some of the stuff was removed from the TV edit. So I'm like, all right. So I rewatched it just to make sure. And I think, apart from some little moments where they're like communicating and going, no, do this, whatever, like that happens in 90% of matches, let's be honest. I don't think there was that much to do about nothing, at least the TV version. This match sucked. This match was bad.
Oh,
This was like it was rougher than one of those dog toy chews that they've had for. It's a favorite of the dog toy chews that the dog has.
one thing that really summed up the match for me was at one point, Ivelisse No, Thunder Rosa goes to throw Ivelisse out the ring. And then Ivelisse wants to be the one who throws Thunder Rosa out the ring. And then Thunder Rosa wants to... And all they need to do is one of them needs to throw the other one out the ring, and then they have a bit of a brawl on the outside while the real action's going on inside the ring. But I think they both really wanted to be the one who looked better by throwing the other one out the ring, because they were having a little fight over who's going to be the dominant one in the situation. And I was like... I don't know whether I'm just thinking that because of what was reported last week. Maybe I'm reading into it too much, but it seemed the whole match was full of little moments like that, little
I hadn't read that.
miscommunications.
I hadn't seen those reports, and I noticed it was very disjointed at various points. And that spot specifically stood out. It sounds true, doesn't it?
And I guess with there being only like one women's bit per show, it really does stand out if it's a bit naff or below the usual standards. And I swear Ivelisse has had good matches before. It's not like she just showed up and now she can't wrestle. I swear she's been good elsewhere. I swear she's have other good stuff. So I don't know what's happening here, but this match couldn't have come at a worse. I'm surprised they booked them together again the following week after what happened last week, but what do I know?
Everyone's off with COVID though, aren't they?
They certainly are, which brings us to the next match. Moxley defeated Eddie Kingston to retain his AEW World title. It was supposed to be Mr. Lance Hoyt himself, but obviously he says he's been maybe in contact, we said earlier, with somebody, so he wasn't on the show. So I thought maybe, is this going to be it? If they're changing this to a title match anyway, and John Moxley tweeted, so let's put the title on the line anyway against whoever.
You thought there was going to be a title change?
I made sure to not use Twitter or anything. Didn't after that got announced last night. I know, right? Look, sometimes I get excited for wrestling. Sometimes I'm really hyped and go, wait, is Eddie Kingston going to? Especially with Tony Khan going, turns out he wasn't eliminated from that Battle Royal. Does have a point. It's like, if he's saying it,
Maffew.
I let myself get caught in the escapism wave. It didn't happen this time, but hey, I liked it.
Shame on you for having fun.
You're right.
Unbelievable.
Looks like we've got a bit of a Mark Wahlberg on our hands over here.
Yeah. And
bit of a Mark Calloway. Oh my God. I'm so sorry.
It all fell into place though, didn't it? They got really lucky with the whole the Casino Royale battle, the elimination thing. And what was really cool about it is that Kingston felt like so natural in that spot. Even for, and I assume this is the case for people who were unfamiliar with his work before AEW, he's been there for a cup of coffee and he's in the main event and it didn't feel weird at all. He feels like a star. Yeah.
Big hard chops. And he having to stop at one point himself, hitting those chops so bad. So yeah, I was a little, as they say, Marco stunned. Sounds like that anyway. And I enjoyed it. What do you think, Jack?
I really enjoyed the bit where Moxley was hitting elbows, but then remember he hurt his elbow a few months ago, or like last year, and suddenly he had to be like, my elbow, and then Kingston powerbombed him. And then Excalibur points it out. He's like, remember Moxley, the stinger and all that? And then JR goes, yes, Eddie Kingston did have a stinger. And I'm like, Jim, just get it right, man, Jim. But, the match I really, really enjoyed. The match was very good.
Yeah. So it was the best of times. It was the blurst of times at AEW. And NXT, which only skimmed, so hopefully Jack can answer these questions. Candice LeRae won a Battle Royal to become the number one contender to the NXT Women's title. Rhea Ripley and Raquel Gonzalez dominated much of this, showcasing their impressive strength as they both racked up eliminations left and right. I don't know where they got all these women from, to be honest with you. When they finally faced off, they ended up eliminating each other and had to be separated by officials afterwards. Casey
Catanzaro, you've got this, Maffew.
Bless you, Catanzaro. Used her impressive athleticism to narrowly avoid elimination in creative fashion on several occasions before being taken out by Dakota Kai. Shotzi Blackheart dumped Kai, pinning her against Candice LeRae as the final two competitors. LeRae launched Blackheart with her feet to claim victory and a date with NXT Women's Champion Io Shirai at NXT TakeOver 31. Yes.
Smashed it. Casey Catanzaro was great in this.
Yeah.
I like those, but I like a battle royal where lots of things happen and there were lots of like nice little callbacks to previous feuds, and it didn't just feel like a load of people in a ring just scrapping away until an elimination happened. It worked.
I think Candice might win. I don't know how confident I feel about that, but I just feel like she might, because then she's got the next feud already set in stone with Tegan Knox. So maybe, I don't know. Interesting one. I think she might do it. And I'd like it because it's Candice LeRae. She deserves it. She's been grinding for years. But yeah.
Tommaso Ciampa defeated... Is that the third police car?
3 for 3.
This one, I think this one's an ambulance. This one's an ambulance.
Are you one of those people that can tell by the siren? That's really impressive. There are 3
Thank
different
you.
sirens, aren't
there
there?
are.
So that was an ambulance. The fire engines are no, and then the police cars your more standard just siren.
Yeah.
No, the police goes whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police. Tommaso Ciampa, what? Tommaso Ciampa, bloody hell, Maffew, defeated Jake Atlas. Jake did all right, but no dice. Ciampa wins. Oh, that sounds nice. Jack, any thoughts, or was that it?
Not really. I don't know where this Jake Atlas thing was going. I thought maybe the only way he can finish is by Ciampa beating him again, and then he did pretty easily. So, don't know. Maybe it's one of those things where they had more of a plan, but then COVID's made them stick the same people against each other a few times. It seemed a bit of a weird one, but yeah.
Roderick Strong and Danny Burch defeated Fabian Eichner and Raul Mendoza. What was happening here?
It's because of COVID.
So-
Again, they've had to mix the teams up.
Fair enough.
The Breezango took the blame for it, basically.
Okay.
So they've done a whole what Adam said, and I'll just to try and make it easier to explain, it's very hard to explain. Breezango said, we're going to pit you with someone you don't like from another team, and you've got to wrestle each other, and then the two winners, them and their teammates will face each other. And I've messed this up. You know kind of what I'm getting at.
This sounds
Eventually
like the
we're
William
gonna get a
Regal
tag title
special.
Yeah.
Fantastic. NXT North American champion Damian Priest defeated Austin Theory in a non-title match. The up-and-coming Austin Theory showed his promise against the North American champion, holding his own as they went toe-to-toe. But Damian Priest claimed victory after hitting a razor's edge on the apron, followed by The Reckoning. Afterward, though, Johnny Gargano ambushed Priest, taking him down and mocking the Archer of Infamy's signature pose ahead of their TakeOver clash next month.
Long ago, when the Earth was young.
Any thoughts? Because I have none.
Not really.
Fantastic. The main event, the thing that people cared about. Kyle O'Reilly won the first ever Gauntlet Eliminator match for an NXT Championship opportunity. O'Reilly went the distance and won the leg lock, defeating Bronson Reed, Timothy Thatcher, Cameron Grimes,
Kushida?
and Kushida, and to other one. And yeah, Kyle O'Reilly. Interesting thing that I got taught on Twitter. He's been there a few years. According to someone on Twitter, and I haven't checked it, but I do believe them, this will be Kyle O'Reilly's 5th singles match in WWE.
Wow. Considering he was like Ring of Honor champion and everything back in the day.
He's never going to win, but I love seeing him in this spot. I can't think of anyone more deserving. I'd love him to win. Yeah.
Me too. I fully want him to win.
Screw Finn. Kyle is infinitely more entertaining and always has been in WWE.
Ooh.
NXT.
It's true. Yeah,
Yes, it is true. He's just the best, isn't he? He's great. Love him.
I hope I'm doing what Maffew did with Eddie Kingston. I really want him to win. I really do.
Bit of a Marky Mark here, Pacitti.
Bit of a Mark Hamill. Yeah.
I couldn't think of what he would call Mark. Marcus Alexander Bagwell here, Pacitti. Anyway, that was the long, very well explained week of wrestling.
Thank you.
Let's have a rummage in our mailbags.
Now to have a little look in the mailbag. Howdy, lads of Cultaholic. Before I get to my question, I have to preface it with a story. By the way, before I get into it, is it preface or preface?
I say preface.
Preface, yeah.
Because Ross says preface. And I'm like, oh, well, Ross must be right because he's smarter than me and much more eloquent. But I know what you mean anyway. A few weeks ago, I hurt my back while playing golf. Fortunately, it wasn't too bad at the time, so I was able to finish up my round. A few days later, as I was reaching for something in the bottom drawer of my refrigerator, I felt something pull on my back which caused me to keel over in pain. Because this happened late at night, I was forced to go to the emergency room. And as I was being treated at the clinic, I was helped by a very friendly nurse. As we were having small talk, I mentioned to her that I was a secondary school, English teacher in town. In response, she said that her son went to school to be an English teacher as well, but now he works as a professional wrestler. Being a huge wrestling fan, this obviously piqued my interest, so I asked her if she wrestled in our local promotion called Lions Pride Sports. She said that he had in the past, but now he's wrestling for a company in Japan and for a new wrestling company in America called AEW.
Oh.
I asked her what her son's name is, and she replied, Lance Hoyt, otherwise known as
bloody
Lance
hell.
Archer.
I was expecting someone way smaller than that. Wow.
Yeah, the nurse... as the nurse had been treating me the entire time was none other than the Murder Hawk monster's mum. I told her that I was a huge fan of her son's work both in Japan and America, which she was very grateful for. She even showed me pictures of Lance smiling and playing with her other grandchildren. As I'm typing this, I'm still blown away by this amazing coincidence. This experience got me thinking about the question to pose to you all. If you had to choose one wrestler's mum to meet and have a chat with, who would it be and why?
No. I thought the question was good.
I think that choosing Trent's mum is low-hanging fruit because of her prominence in Dynamite over the past few weeks.
True.
Thank you for all that you do at Cultaholic. I've been following the main Cultaholic guys since your time with Name Redacted, as you all were the ones who got me back into wrestling. Now I watch wrestling every week and tune the channel at least once a day. Keep up the great work, and sorry for the long email. Cheers, Justin from Texas.
Thank you, Justin.
Thank you very
Cheers,
much for
mate.
that question, Justin. I hope you're all right.
And Lance Archer's from Texas, so the story checks out. It's true. It's got to be
Justin
true.
isn't a liar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Or he's done his research.
I thought the question was going to be like, have you ever experienced a strange coincidence in meeting someone? But no, it's
I
just
thought
which
it was
wrestler's
gonna
mum.
Which wrestler's mum would you want to meet? Bloody hell.
So the one that popped into my head, just because she would be really interesting, and hopefully she's alive, is Judy Bagwell. Because she'd have some stories, wouldn't she? I'd love to know just how she was treated backstage, for example. I've never seen a Judy Bagwell shoot interview before.
What's in the bag, Judy?
Yeah, so I think she'd be interested. Nikki and Brie, their mum's really hot, so...
Oh my word.
I'm joking.
Why have I really overreacted there?
Oh
No!
my word. How dare you?
Get away.
I'll go
Get
Judy.
out. Fair enough. Good answer.
Oh, Otis's mum as well. Because she just looks like Otis. And she seems lovely. I bet she does some really nice cooking as well.
Nice.
Oh, that's a good... Oh, now you're thinking, because the mum's not how to cook. Oof.
This is a tricky one, this. I'll go for... Oh, no, I really don't... You know The Undertaker? You know that picture of him? Is it with his gran or is it with his mum? When he's like...
Gran, I think. I think it's his
it's his
gran.
gran.
Oh, maybe it's not. No, it's his mum.
Ooh.
Why are you picking her? Because she's really hot.
Because I want to know what it's... Well, what's it like being The Undertaker's, like, mother? It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it would be, yeah.
Like, did you really get off with Paul Bearer? Or was that for Kane? I can't remember.
Yeah, it all got a bit convoluted there towards the end. With who did what with who.
They share the same... Not dad, it's the mum that's the same. That's how they're half brothers, right?
Yeah, but at some point she maybe got with Paul Bearer.
But Bearer is Kane's dad.
Maybe.
I have no... Or is Bearer Undertaker's dad? I've got no clue. So to sort all this out, I'm going for her. That's my reasoning to sort
Has
out.
somebody
this
done
mystery.
like a drunken explanation or get together of trying to explain Kane and the evolutions over the years? Because I think that might be a good video.
That's a good
Yeah, that's a good shout. Yeah, thanks,
Write that one
man.
down.
Cheers.
You're
Oh,
welcome.
Adam, I came with a video idea the other day, but I can't reveal it to you now.
Okay. It is his mum. It is his mum. Oh,
All right,
look
cheers.
at her. Oh, she's like 4 foot tall as well. You've got to meet her.
She's probably 6 foot. It's just Taker's massive. Yeah, I'll go for her. Maffew, who you got?
I'm going to go with... I think this counts. Adam Pacitti's mum.
Yeah.
I thought that'd be really nice
He's
just
a wrestler.
to see the influence that she had on him, or he's cultivated this himself, or if she's actually had that kind of entrepreneurial spirit. This, you know what you should do, Adam? What, Mum? You should put the last bit of your money on a giant billboard asking to be employed. Mum, that is the worst idea I've ever. All right, cool. Done. Just want to see
very, very different people. She's amazing. My mum. They're the most supportive people you can imagine. But yeah, my dad's a lot like me. My mum is just like a quintessential. She's a mum. She's just a nice old woman. No offense if you're listening, Mum, but you are. Whereas dad's got that little naughty side about him that I may possess. Just being troublesome.
You've got a brother.
Yeah, Dan. My brother Dan is. We're really different as well.
Is he more like your mum?
Yeah,
and you're
probably
more like your dad.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Dan would have been. My brother Dan would have been a great wrestler. He's like 6'6". He's a big boy.
Is he?
Yeah.
How tall is Nigel?
He threw it all away and became a doctor. Pathetic.
Oh, loser.
Dad is 5'11". Mum's quite tall for a woman. I think 5'8", 5'9".
So,
I don't know. Shag the milkman. Who knows? But
Paul Bearer.
No, I'm not going to say that. Thanks, Maffew.
Yeah,
Shout out to you, Lynn.
Hello, Maffew, Jack, and presumably Adam, but maybe not. I've been a fan of wrestling for only a few years, and I live in a state where WWE occasionally visits for weekly shows, but never pay-per-views. That being said, I have had some luck seeing some interesting moments, including Baron Corbin's failed Money in the Bank cash-in, and Roman Reigns announcing his leukemia. Bloody hell, mate. Not quite the same level, but whatever. This also means I was there for Ambrose turning on Seth at the end of that night. That was good. While the crowd around us gasped in horror and began booing Ambrose, my friend and I, who aren't fans of Rollins, were alone in cheering on the beatdown. My question is, are there any wrestling moments that you reacted to completely differently from the audience at large? Thanks for all you guys do. Your podcast is always a highlight of my week, and your camaraderie never fails to bring a smile to my face, even these dark times. And that's from Matt. Thank you, Matt. We're glad that our inner turmoil can help people out. What were we going to say, Jack?
However, this has raised an issue with Ross usually doing the mailbag and now Adam doing the mailbag, is that I think we've had that question maybe a couple of times before.
Oh.
Some of these questions, though, do get reworded and people just have the same thought, in fairness.
I'll think of... Fair enough.
What's your dream Survivor Series team?
Have you ever had a dream?
Up. Yeah, that's coming up. I forgot about that.
So, now... Okay. So, for moments that I reacted to differently to everyone else...
It's the one that I get asked all the time when I'm doing the streams, and that popped into my head. But a lovely man has done it, but there's a really good twist on it. We'll get there.
I've got a reaction. And it doesn't paint me in the best light either.
Oh, good. Please tell it then.
So I went to a tag team tournament in an indie show somewhere in like Manchester, I think. And I was really hyped because the best friends were going to be there. Before AEW was a thing, but I was like, I love Chuck and Trent. Like, this is going to be great. Trent got injured, couldn't make it. So Chuck had to bring in another tag partner of his called Orange Cassidy, who I just didn't get. And I was like, this is bollocks. Everyone's laughing and cheering, and I'm just like, rubbish, absolute rubbish. Do some wrestling. And now I love Orange Cassidy, and I wish I'd, made the most of it when I saw him last. So that's
cool.
Mine.
You've seen them, though. I didn't know that. That's really cool.
Yeah. Chuck was hanging out at the merch table. I didn't talk to him myself, but he seemed like a really nice guy from the interactions I saw. It sounds like I was just watching him talk to people from afar. And I was. So that's mine. That's my one.
That's nice.
Who's next?
I saw Orange Cassidy when he was doing the Chikara thing. He was part of the Gentleman's Club with Chuck, Swamp Monster, and Drew Gulak. And yeah, it's funny because he's doing the stick he's doing now is the stuff he's been doing for literally years. Mm-hmm. So it's like, now people pay attention to it. Fantastic. So.
The one that popped into my head immediately when I read this and I was putting it together was Backlash and Jinder winning the title, because I thought it was the funniest thing I'd ever seen, and a lot of people were very, very upset by it. But I just thought it was great. In fact, we were doing that. It was on the What Culture, wasn't it? I think you were just there in stunned silence, if I remember. I was going, what?
Oh, was I there? Oh.
Yeah.
I don't remember even.
Yeah, it was. I just thought it was great. The other one, it's not so much a moment, but every time The Rock hit the people's elbow, people went mental, hated it. Absolutely hated it. Yeah, I know. Little smarky Adam-ish. And I was so pissed off about it. And despite the fact that I'd grown up watching bloody Hogan doing the leg drop, and I didn't have a problem with Scotty Too Hotty doing the worm or Foley shoving a sock in people's mouths, I was like, an elbow drop as a finisher? An elbow drop? I couldn't believe it. It's in the main event. Are you having a lot? And the rock bottom's a bit crap as well, if we're honest, isn't it?
What's he doing, Maffew? What's he doing?
He's trying to deflect from the fact you said that other silly thing earlier with another even sillier thing, so people pay attention to that. Because Pacitti's so smart because his mum is so smart.
Both of those wrestling moves are fantastic. The people's elbow
I love them
is
now.
Oh, okay, right, I see.
Yeah.
The people's elbow is like what wrestling is. The people's elbow.
I get it. I think I was at a time in my life where I wanted to, I don't know, other people were just doing cooler, more high impact moves. The fact that The Rock had the power to whip his elbow pad off, lob it in the crowd, do that, run for a bit, and then drop an elbow drop. And it was a great elbow drop as well, in fairness. An elbow drop to the heart. It makes sense. Of course he can pick up the win. I was a wanker, all right? What silly thing did I say earlier? What silly thing did I say?
Survivor Series teams.
Oh yeah.
I always try to look at it as a bit like the pièce de résistance. Like they've already been battered by the other moves, so of course he can get the win with the people's elbow. I don't know. Yeah. When I was watching it, he was getting wins with the rock bottom. He'd go for the people's elbow midway through the match and get reversed. He'd win with the rock bottom, and then after the match, if they were a right wrong'un, he'd hit them with the people's elbow then. This was sort of like 2000 times. It was often Triple H who would do it too. Or Stephanie, because it was different times.
Nah, she deserved it. But no, you're right, Jack. And I wish I had that logic when I was watching it. I loved it. Because it's just that, it's when you get it and he's like, switching for his elbow. No, it's like,
and then he does the other elbow pad. He goes for the one that's not there anymore if he's done it twice. And then he's like, silly Dwayne. It's the left one now, lads. Yeah.
King's call on that. It's one of my favourite wrestling calls ever. As he gets quicker as the most electrifying move in all sports today. It's the people's elbow. Like that's so good.
It's really good. Yeah.
And when he did it, I forget the type of shoes he had, but
the slide.
Slippy. He slid and hit it with Bulldog, which is the only good thing of Bulldog's return in 99. Bang.
He was like John Travolta. It was magical.
See, I like the idea of not being there, sometimes being some differences of opinions in the crowd, because it gives it that football match atmosphere. The last thing we did before COVID killed everything this year was go to WXW for Germany, that place where I only like wrestling, as people point out in the comments. And this actually spurred like some criticism and discussion after the day afterwards, but it was supposed to be somebody's last ever appearance, and they were actually really liked. They're not liked anymore because of reasons, but they were against Bobby Guns. And this match went long, but I loved it because I just had an energy drink from bloody hell, another wrestler we can't talk about anymore. Anyway, I found a drink and I drank it, and I was hyped because everyone was like, come on, dude, please win. And it was me and all these other Germans going, I didn't come here to bloody Germany to watch this bloody American come over here and take all the fun. Come on, German thoroughbred and all this stuff. And I spent 40 minutes off my head, just the excitement and loving every minute of the passion and emotion all these people had for this, because it was us against these people. And I was turning around and I was being a dick to Daniel Maccabee, a great submission wrestler. We were just watching the match trying to and I went, look, Maccabee, look at him. It's like the last time you ever see, bloody hell, I was right there. This will be the last time you ever see him. He'll be working at McDonald's next week. Just you see him.
Oh my God. I know who it is as well.
Yeah, I just realized, I'm right.
So
wow. As I recover from this memory, everything I didn't even thought about
Why
that.
have you chosen this one, for God's sake?
Because that's why it's great. That's why it's great to have a negative. Like shades of, not always. And I'm not being that one dick who's like, I'm going to cheer the bad guys and boo the guys. Sometimes the difference of opinion,
very bad guys.
It's great. Well, we know at the time, he was playing the role of a good guy. That's why it's great.
This is the worst segment in Cultaholic podcast history.
I would say it could be anybody. It could be anybody. It's just going to be a bad
carry
thing.
on.
They'll never work it out. Cage match isn't a thing.
It was just
Yeah.
Maffew trying to work out 3 different
He's not on the
threads in his
network.
head and like.
We know that much. Anyway, and if that one's too bad, I'm not trying to be a dick.
No, it's fine.
Oh, I know.
Leave it.
When Lesnar versus Orton happened at SummerSlam, he did the elbow thing. I was absolutely shattered because it was SummerSlam and there was one of the last times I watched the pay-per-view live. That wasn't the Rumble. And I'm just there. I'm hanging out my ass. I'm so tired. Can this just end so I can go home? Because I'm watching it at the bar. And he started doing that. And everyone went, oh, he's shooting on him. He's shooting on Randy. Oh, my God. And there's blood coming out of his head. For a few seconds, it looked like it was real. And Randy's like, oh, I'm dead, mate. And I started laughing. I'm like, ha, 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 ha. Like, get in. I hope he kills him. I hope he dies. Yeah, because the brief seconds when he started doing it, and everyone went, and it looked like he was actually shooting on him for real. And for like 5 seconds, it was like, mate, are you seeing this? And then the referees came in and were like, no, Riot Brock, stop. And it was like, oh, it's fake. All right, cheers. Yeah, exactly.
I was there for that in the arena.
Yeah, really?
The SummerSlam
like?
match. With the reaction was crazy. The most sort of deflated crowd that I've ever been a part of. I just remember people like walking out the arena, murmuring or in silence, and couldn't work out what they'd just seen. But it was so effective, wasn't it? It was scary. I didn't laugh at it like you did.
It looks like everyone there was a bit of a Marcus Mumford.
We'll get the merch printed.
Anyway.
Marcus Mumford in a John Cena like shirt.
There we go. Moving on.
Playing a foam finger instead of a guitar.
Good morning / afternoon / evening to you bunch of culty lads. It's currently 5:45. I've been rewatching a lot of wrestling matches with crowds in them. It has been such a lovely change of pace from the current product. Most recently, I watched the 2020 Rumble, where Lesnar dominated the first half of the match before being eliminated by Drew McIntyre. However, I couldn't focus on Brock's domination because I couldn't unsee the tattoo on his chest, which, as we all know, looks odd. I believe you Brits would call it a bit of a wee willy.
No, I
Wee Willy Winky. Yeah, we were always saying. Oh, he's
a bit of a wee willy, yeah.
A little bit of the willy. So that leads me to my question for you today. If you could choose a tattoo from a wrestler and make the other 2 members on the podcast get that same tattoo, which tattoos are you putting on your mates?
Oh.
So Maffew, you choose one famous wrestling tattoo for Jack and one for Adam. Adam chooses one for Maffew, one for Jack. Thanks again for the great wrestling content. What great wrestling content? You're the best thing about wrestling that comes out on a Friday, especially when compared to SmackDown. Hey, stay safe. Trevor from Ohio. Said
Cheers,
like
Ricochet.
Japan crowd.
No, thank you, Trevor. Thank you.
Okay, so we have to pick a tattoo each. Right. A famous wrestling tattoo. Okay.
I've had a chance to think about this, so I'm happy to go first.
Go ahead.
Go
mate.
on.
So I was thinking for Jack, I'm going to give you AJ's side tattoo because it's got his kid's birth dates below it, and it would be the creepiest, weirdest thing to have on you.
Oh, not even anything for Jack, just actual AJ like the actual dates.
Yeah, the whole thing with the kids' birth dates on it as well.
Oh no, and the names.
In case if you ever met him, if you got a chance to interview him, I could just whip your shirt up. Look at that! And for Maffew, I was going to give you Rey Mysterio's Mexican across the stomach because you go to the gym and you shower down afterwards, and I like the idea of people looking at you going, "Oh, is he? He doesn't look very." Oh, okay. And then hearing you speak as well. I guess you could be of Mexican descent. But,
I like those. That's good answers.
thanks.
Because I'll say Mexico. They go, oh, he is from Mexico. Like,
right.
By the way, for people, just to clarify, because Shelix will bring it up sometimes, I think it's a bit passive aggressive. I haven't been at the gym in bloody ages because of I just don't trust them right now. So this is why I look emasculated, is because I am.
Who brings it up? I bring it up.
Or sometimes you're like, well, you go to the gym, and sometimes I'm like, mate, I look like crap.
Do I? Sorry, I don't.
I was my impression I left it like Alexander Hammerstone. I'm like, yeah.
No, I didn't. I didn't mean. Oh.
You know what? It's just my insecurity saying that. You're a good lad. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
And that's why I'd say for my tattoo choice, I would get you. I know you can have Goldbergs.
Oh,
just Goldberg.
Yeah.
Because you can either say then that you're part of the Goldberg family, or you're just a big fan of Big Bill.
What, the tribal design on the arm?
No, that's too cool. No, the word Goldberg.
Very cool. The word Goldberg. Wait, has Bill Goldberg got the word Goldberg on him?
Wait, I thought he did, didn't he?
Has he? I didn't know that.
I thought he was right, but I don't know.
On his pubis.
Wow, where have I got that idea from? Yeah, he doesn't have Goldberg. He doesn't have Goldberg written on him. No.
Just in case he forgets his name.
Am I getting Goldberg and Perry Saturn mixed up?
Easily done.
Tomato.
I don't even know how that's possible. They're both WWE legends. Should be in the Hall of Fame.
So Perry Saturn has got Goldberg.
Perry Saturn, you can have
He's a massive fan.
He's a huge. He loves
There's a complete and utter mess up there. So yeah,
he does. Yeah,
that.
Saturn's got it there.
Saturn just loves Goldberg. Yeah,
What does
so
Saturn
you
say?
have the Saturn.
Saturn.
Just
Saturn,
Saturn,
yes. It's his name in case he forgets it.
I'll just tell people it's my favourite planet. That would work. I love it so much that I've got Saturn written across.
Yeah. Sega on the back. And for Pacitti,
Not
what?
the Harris brothers. Anything but the Harris brothers.
Oh, bloody hell.
And for Pacitti, because you have such a cool style about you. That's what I like about you the most, with the plaid, the leather, the big glasses and the hair. You need a Cody Rhodes neck tattoo to make the ensemble fully complete.
I was going to give that to Pacitti as well. Damn it.
I could not pull that off.
Fair enough.
You couldn't.
Nobody can pull that off. Wait.
Uh-huh.
Nobody could pull it off. And it looks better with it now he's evil. Now he's an evil dude. It's like, yeah, you deserve that tattoo on your neck.
True.
But what were you going to pick for us, Jack?
I was also going to give Adam the Cody neck tattoo, but instead I guess I'll give him the Batista belly button effect.
Nice. It would look like a semicircle the way my belly is right now. Crumpled down like that.
Oh.
Yeah, you need a good body to pull that off. Nobody can pull that off. What am I talking about?
And for Maffew, have you got any tattoos already?
No.
Well, for your first one, I think it's only fair to give you the Brahma Bull on your arm, because I think that would be nice.
Which
love
one?
That.
The original one that The Rock had, or the redo to cover it up?
covered up, didn't he?
Oh, I don't know then. I haven't even thought about that. Whichever one you'd prefer.
Probably the big one. Because it looks, it's huge. I mean, I would look ridiculous. I go to the gym and I, do, one. All right, that's enough.
It would look like
giant tattoo, but
it would look like Samuel Shaw's tattoo. Just covering whole areas.
More tattoo than man, yes.
Yeah. But no, that's, Or Dexter Loomis, sorry. Dexter Loomis.
Yeah. On a similar subject, are there any tattoos you've seen wrestlers have that you thought, you know what, I might fancy that?
Not really.
No. Never.
I've got none though, so I'm not, I'd be so scared for my first one that I wouldn't choose a wrestler's one.
I mean, a lot of Aleister Blacks are really nicely done. I wouldn't get them personally. Rock's Bull is amazingly done. Beautiful looking thing.
Roman's, I mean, that's all about his heritage though, isn't it? Is that like a family thing? Or is it just a traditional Samoan thing? I don't know, but it's really well done as well. But yeah.
Yeah. Those were the questions from the mailbag. Hope you've enjoyed them. And if you think that
is
they
there
were
not a
rough,
question left,
then you...
Maffew?
There is one left.
It's one for Reese's Pieces, isn't it?
No, I balls up.
Oh, there's two Reese's Pieces.
So,
I'm sorry. I tried to be proactive in that. There we go. I apologize. Professionalism.
It's the Survivor Series one that I've been slagging off for the last 10 minutes. My bad.
Right, again. Dear Cultaholic peoples, I don't have a joke, pun, or witty anecdote to open my question with. Instead, I wanted to just say, on behalf of all the Cultaholic faithful, I want to give our continued support and big love to Ross. I met him once at a WCPW show. He was pure class, humble, hilarious, and with a heart of gold. We miss you and love you, bud. Absolutely. Thank you very much. Could have said it better myself. Now, a Survivor Series is coming up soonish. I know you'll be flooded with fantasy booking requests around your dream Survivor Series team. So I wanted to make one a bit different and hopefully fun for you with certain parameters to assembling your team. Bloody hell, I'm already dreading it. If you can provide justification for your picks too, it all adds to the fun, and they put fun in inverted commas, so I'm putting it in as well. Wow, okay, here we go. Team member 1, a member of the Cultaholic office.
I've got one.
Go on,
I'm
Joe.
going for former professional wrestler Richard Tubman. Because he's got the experience. He had a compelling storyline as well. I believe that he was I was going to say he was a Polish guy. He is a bit Polish in real life also. But they'd made him wrestle under a dog's name, or they'd given him, what was the promo? It was like, they took away my name like a dog, and now I'm back and I'm Ricky Yan or Ricky Yannick. Can't remember which one. So he's all of mine have to be heels now. So he's my heel leader of the team. Yeah.
I'm just going to go for big, hard men, and there's no bigger, harder man than Sam Driver.
Yeah, there is.
No, he's the hardest in the Cultaholic office.
Yeah.
Maffew?
Says who?
Everyone. And Sam.
No, Sam doesn't say that. Sam doesn't even say that.
I just think
no.
Sam's
I'm
quite
the toughest
tough, isn't
man in
he?
the office, me, like...
He is. He's got tattoos,
I feel
black
like-
hair.
I feel like Sam. I've never seen Sam in any sort of like confrontation like that, but I think that means that maybe he is, because he doesn't feel the need to, project that. So yeah, Sam's a good shout.
Maffew.
It's only at this place it's ever been brought up, like, how hard do you think your colleagues are, and could you take them? And it's these discussions that I've never thought about until now. And I'm like, I'm thinking going,
no, hang on. I never brought this up, but I was off one week recently, and you said you could snap me like a twig.
Me?
No. Maffew said he could snap me like a twig. And he still thinks he could. Look at him. And you know what?
I remember why I said that.
And you know what? Tom Campbell, the snake, is sat there going like, oh yeah. And I'm like, Tom, you sit next to me,
in the
man.
background, do the puppet thing, yeah.
Aye.
I probably meant it as a joke. I would not snap you like a twig. One of those 4 Kit Kat
I knew there
bars.
was going to be... No, just a piece of flubber or something like... I knew you were going to say... So riled up.
Again, just to get rid of all this tension between us.
So are you
It's so
saying you
fantastic.
pick yourself?
There's an out.
Oh, no, Sam would beat the hell out of me. I know, you know what?
And then he's...
Yeah, you know what, Jack? Just to see if you can bend. And
I wouldn't.
Yeah, you'd be good in that. Plus, you've got experience in the ring. And you know Melina.
I wouldn't pick me, because Pacitti seen me nearly have a fight once, and I remember Adam saying, I like how honest you were there, because I just went, the guy was like, you want to fight? And I was like, no, you'd batter me. And he was like, I would, you rat. And then he walked out. He was a big bloke, though. He would have. He was quite big. Yeah. That wasn't my fault. I was not egging on the situation. There was a
that was on the tables down in the, not the time bar, the one at the
Ernest. It was Ernest.
I was Ernest. Oh,
it was
God,
Ernest.
with my mate Ben, yeah.
With your mate Ben, stirring it up in the background. Mm-hmm. Ben.
And if Tom was there, he'd be there going, no, Jack, I think you can take him. No, he's nothing.
Tom would be out the front selling tickets. Adam's friend Ben. So what happened was these 3 like drunk blokes had come into Ernest, which is often quite a young, kind of artsy sort of music-y vibe. It's quite a cool bar. It doesn't normally have people kicking off in there. And it wasn't even that late in the day. And one of these blokes was like kicking off at the poor bar girl because she didn't want to put on a song that he wanted to put on. And then she refused to serve him because he was being really aggressive. And then the only other people there who could help her, I imagine her turning around and seeing me, Pacitti, and his mate. None of us look, just all stood there like, we can save the day.
But if Sam Driver had been there.
Sam wasn't there, it was just us 3. So. But there was 3 of us and 3 of the 3 of those blokes. So it would have been a massive Lucha style 6-man jumping off Hurricane Ranas off the bar. It would have been fantastic. But instead, they just left, and then the police were called.
Fantastic. Anyway, team member 2, a British politician.
Prescott will be Prescott for me. Prescott.
Oh, yeah, good shout.
I was going to say that.
That's why I jumped in so fast. I was like,
Yeah, well done, mate. Aye.
So
And why is that, Jack?
Because he's hard as balls.
That's right.
Yeah. I've got no other reason. Yeah.
I'm going to go with Paul Golding, who isn't really a politician. He's just a big racist thug. Britain first, but he is legit a big lad. I certainly don't support him in any other way, but if I was assembling a Survivor Series team, then Paul Golding would be on there. Been in prison.
Oh.
I'll go with Neil Kinnock. He can cut a promo and then he can lay down because he's used to losing.
Oh.
Simple job there. Team number 3, a daytime TV host. Oh, go on, Jack. Steal the good one.
Not Richard. It's got to. I guess. I suppose I'll go for Eamon Holmes, but I'm not feeling too confident about it. Were you going to go for
He's an
Eamon?
old man now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a bit. But I've gone for him now, so I'll have to stick.
What's
him on the
happened
team.
now?
Well, he's old now. When I picture Eamon Holmes, I think prime Eamon Holmes. 15 years ago when he was.
Yeah.
Sky News Eamon Holmes.
I'll go for Eamon still because I've jumped in there and it serves me right.
I'm going to take Richard Osman from BBC's Pointless because he is a big
good
lad.
one.
6'5", isn't he? He's massive.
mate.
I think he's taller, you know.
I've looked this up in the past on one of the streams, and he was over 2 meters. I think he was 201.
Oh, that's
I don't know how
taller than
tall-
6'5".
Is it?
Yeah, they call
Well, there
Peter
you go.
Crouch 2 meter Peter, and he's like
Let's have a look.
like 6'7" or something. Yeah.
Matthew, you doing the math?
No, I'm seeing who else does
201.
daytime TV apart from those two.
6'7".
Oh.
Jeez Louise.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what? The guy who presents the show that you just mentioned, Pointless.
Alexander Armstrong.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a big lad as well, isn't he?
Dwarfed
he's got
by
that-
Richard, but
I was going to
Skinhead.
say, is he a skinhead?
no.
He's got a shaved head.
No.
Oh. Yeah,
Alexander
there you go.
Armstrong. No, he doesn't.
Does he
he's
not?
bald, isn't he?
He's just
like-
going bald, but he's not got a shaved
Yeah.
head.
Oh, okay. Apologies. Strong.
Unless
No,
he
he's not
has
even-
recently. Unless he's
No,
recently
you
shaved.
don't. No, you're completely right.
So-
Yeah, he's got. Yeah, he is going bald though.
He's a bit of a like. Have at it, you always like an old time. Like I see him as like an
Yeah.
old timey. Like
Yeah.
He did that boxing thing where it's like that.
Yeah.
He's got a hard man's face. Looks like he's been
Yes.
through a few things.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good
He's
shout.
the most Oxbridge like.
Yeah.
But okay.
Team member 4, a cartoon character from your childhood.
God, the green Powerpuff Girl. She's the hardest one out of the Powerpuff Girls, and they are magic. So there we go. Well, they've got superpowers.
I'll take Cow from Cow and Chicken.
Oh yeah,
That's
Oh.
Super Cow.
Yeah. What is it? Ariscotti?
No idea. It's probably
Spanish.
racist, but yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, she's got the gimmick that she could do, and yeah, sort of superpowers again, or she's just really hard when she's got the cape on. But yeah, big lad.
Cow, big lad.
Inspector Gadget.
Nice.
Oh yes.
Fantastic
I mean, it might be a bit
shout.
awkward at the start of the match where the referee's he's going to check him for foreign objects. He touches his toes. He goes in the effing ceiling. It's not going to do much, but team member 5, the final one, a wrestler with the same name as you. I assume it's the first name then.
Jack Briscoe.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Should have thought about it. We talked about this the other day. Not
Yeah,
age.
we did, didn't we?
Big lads. Adam Scher, Braun Strowman.
Oh. Maffew Hardy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, because you can slap a tornado.
You can drive.
And I've heard that rumor, yes. Well, that was a fun Survivor Series thing. The first of many to come in the next few weeks, I imagine. And this guy says, I'm not going to tell you mine, so Maffew doesn't have to pretend he cares. Winking emoji. Oh, okay. I would have enjoyed this, to be honest with you. But if you do want to send us in, please do. Thank you for the hours of entertainment you bring. There's so many every single week. All the love in the world. A fan. Oh, thank you, pal.
Oh.
Or pal.
Well, thank you.
Well, those were the questions. If you thought they were naff, well, I'd like to see you do any better by sending them to straight at mailbag@cultaholic.com. Now it's time for the segment so good that they stole it for another YouTube. Oh, we don't do that anymore, do we really? Anyway, it's Reese's Pieces. Tope con bonjour, lads. Those are getting more ridiculous every week. After the obscene amount of tag team breakups we have seen lately, it inspired me to submit this unique Reese's Pieces entry. Cue 40 of the fans emailing in the same idea. It says in brackets, I will offer up 2 team splits/betrayals from the past, and you choose which is your preferred. All right, and it's Reese's Pieces, so we'll go fastest thought first. We'll go with Jack first because we love him so much. Then Pacitti, then me. Okay, so Triple H kills DX by betraying Shawn Michaels, Raw 2002, or Triple H betrays Daniel Bryan, SummerSlam 2013.
Oh, the SummerSlam 2013 one was fantastic.
100%. Love that.
Yep, what they said. Triple H betrays Seth Rollins, Raw 2016, or Triple H gives the thumbs down to Randy Orton, Raw 2004.
Again, the latest one, because that Orton one was more a sign of like a failed babyface turn to me.
Thumbs down.
I'll give the thumbs down because it then set up the Batista turn where he did the thumbs down and it was awesome. Kevin Owens attacks Sami Zayn, NXT Take Our Evolution, or Ciampa wipes out Gargano, Take Our Chicago 2017.
They're both very good, but the Ciampa one, I think, because what happened? Was that the one where the signature had came up? And no,
yeah.
It was the "This is my moment" or something. He throws him into the back. There was that one, wasn't it?
I think
this isn't. One, yeah. There was 2. There was the one where he came back and attacked him with the crutch, but it was the one before that where they just lost to AOP.
The better one was the corner graphic where he throws him into the LED screen.
When he says this wasn't our moment because they've lost, and he thinks he's just saying it, and he goes, "It's my moment." Like oh, yeah, that's that one for sure.
No, that was the ladder match on Chicago. Yeah.
Yes.
You know what? I really loved the Owens turn. I thought it was great, and it propelled him to like main event NXT star straight away, and it just set him up as a massive deal in NXT. So I'm going to go with that.
Yeah. What Pacitti said. Macho Man loses it with Hulk Hogan, Saturday night's main event, or Stone Cold sells his soul to the devil himself, WrestleMania X7.
Oh, WrestleMania X7.
Yeah, forget everything that came after X7. It was mental.
The complete opposite. Macho Man loses it with Hogan, setting up one of the most successful WrestleManias of all time, one of the greatest feuds he ever did, against the thing that sucked for months and no one liked it. Just saying.
Fair.
Well, it's
Owen,
a fair point.
Yeah. Owen kicks Bret's leg out of his leg, Rumble 94, or Bret Hart becomes Salty Bret, WrestleMania 13. I love that Salty Bret becoming a thing.
The double turn with Austin for me.
Yeah, it's the best double turn ever. But that Owen promo is so funny. No, yeah, it's Mania.
Salty Bret.
It's the best double turn since Adam Pacitti and Martin Kirby.
Fair.
Yeah. It's in the same bracket. It's up there.
See, I was
genuinely was very good, yeah.
See, I haven't seen that in ages, but I still remember you just stood there and everyone looking at you and then just you doing the reverse Roman Reigns, just going.
Like he was angry. He was livid.
I came out. It was the next night.
Glow sticks flying everywhere at him.
I
thought you did the big grin and people throwing it.
That was
I came out the next night with a big old grin on my face. But that time, I just stood there and then mouthed some things. I don't even know what I said. I think I was going, I hate you. I effing hate you, Martin Kirby. I didn't know. You know when you see wrestlers and they just sort of move their mouths? I was doing that,
The Rock's brilliant at that.
Yeah.
Austin's the best at trash talking where you can't hear him.
On the way to the ring.
What's he saying? I wish I did. If I ever get to interview one of those big Attitude Era stars, that's what I'm going to ask them. What do you say when you? Yeah.
That's a good question to ask. Batista performs attempted murder on Rey Mysterio, Bragging Rights 2009, or Eddie turns his back on Rey and is Dom's dad. No, he isn't. What are you talking about? Who wrote that? SmackDown 2005.
The Batista and Rey one. I like the whole, you were supposed to be my friend.
Yeah, Batista and Rey.
I loved Eddie and Rey and the whole storyline. Just him. I promise I won't say. We'll have this match, and if you win, I won't say. And the next night, I lied. The Rock becomes the corporate champion, Survivor Series 98, or Seth Rollins becomes the Messiah and aligns with AOP Raw 2019.
The first one's way more iconic.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I've got AOP and Messiah were a thing, and that was only a year ago. Christ. AJ Styles beats up John Cena, Raw 2016, or CM Punk lays the smackdown on The Rock, Raw 1000.
Oh, the Raw 1000 one with Punk, I like that one, even though it led to a very frustrating title change.
That's him going for the people's elbow and Punk taking him out, right? Mid-move. Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah.
I'm going to say Styles beats up Cena because I disliked Punk turning on The Rock because The Rock interfered and was being a dick and Punk hit him. And we're like, oh, Punk's a knob because he's like young Pacitti, didn't like the people's elbow. But I'm like, no, The Rock interfered in the match.
Yeah.
Punk did nothing wrong there.
No.
It's just, number 9 just says, pick your favourite Big Show turn out of all 437 of them. That's a good one, actually.
Literally, they don't pop into my head. There's been so many of them that they blurred into one. There you go, yellow shirt, Big Show. That was a turn, right?
Yeah, it
was the one where he came out and chokeslammed Cena into the spotlight, was that a turn or was he already heel?
I think he was heel.
He was already heel.
Was that Extreme Rules? Or TLC?
It was Backlash.
Something like that, yeah.
Backlash?
He was the Edge.
Last Man Standing.
Last Man Standing match, yeah.
Okay, then I will go for when he joined the NWO. There we go. I've gone for an old one. I don't even know if that was a turn.
It was.
Okay, thank you. Cheers.
Have you got anyone, Pacitti, or?
The yellow shirt.
Yeah, yellow shirt one, yeah.
Oh, you've been serious? Oh, sorry. Yeah. I'm going to go with... I love that. I got mentioned twice now. I'm going to go with Big Show assisting Vicky Guerrero to take out Undertaker.
Oh.
And then they became a thing. So I actually went somewhere fun rather than just, Big Show's a big you know what. Could have said Big Show turn. No, I was going to say something about his Netflix contract, but that's a bit harsh. Paul Bearer blinds The Undertaker, SummerSlam 96. Did he blind him? Or Heyman ditches CM Punk, Money in the Bank 2013.
Was that with the light beam coming out of
from the urn?
Oh, well, then the Punk one, because Heyman did it really well. When he slams him with the ladder. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, same.
I'll go with Pair of Blind and The Undertaker because that then gave us Kane.
Okay.
Dean Ambrose, Not on This Night, Raw 2018, or Festival of Friendship, Raw 2017.
Festival of Friendship all day.
You know what? I didn't watch Festival of Friendship for about 2 months.
Oh.
Didn't see it when it happened. I don't know. I think I had a very busy week and then I just never got round to it. But it is Festival of Friendship. It's amazing. Really missed out there because that's a big moment from the last 10 years even.
I'd say so. Seth Rollins ends the Shield, Raw 2014, or Shawn Michaels makes Marty Jannetty the Marty Jannetty of Wrestling Challenge 92.
That's not fair. Just because I wasn't around for that one, I'll go for the more modern one. And it's set up WWE's main event scene for the next decade or so. So I'll go for that Seth Rollins turn, even though it's the wrong answer.
No, I think that's a really fair point. I'll go Michaels Jannetty because it meant more to me as a kid.
I'll go with Rollins ending.
No, go on.
I'll go with Rollins ending the Shield for the exact reasons Jack said. Yeah, gave us the two main eventers that we absolutely needed in 2014. So, and all that happened with Michaels and Marty Jannetty was Marty Jannetty coming and going and getting fired 3 times, I think, in 1 year. Good times. Bonus question: Hulk Hogan is the third man, or Adam Pacitti cost Martin Kirby?
Adam Pacitti cost Martin Kirby.
I knew Hogan it was coming. Yeah, I'll take Hogan to not be self-indulgent, but I am better
than Hulk Hogan.
Hope I've not missed anything glaringly obvious, and I apologise I didn't include such classics as Titus O'Neil turning on Darren Young or Big Cass squashing Enzo Amore. Maybe next time. Cheers, fellas. All the best. Owen from near Leeds.
Thank you.
Cheers, Owen.
Thank you very much, Owen. And if you have any other Reese's Pieces, don't have to be from Leeds or even near Leeds, anybody can send them in. Please send them to mailbag@cultaholic.com.
It's Cultaholics.
Big question.
Wow. What a great socially distanced and legal podcast. And there's still one more big question to go, and that is, of course, what will be the best match at WWE Clash of Champions this Sunday? No, it's not Clash of the Champions. That was WCW. It's Clash of Champions. Gold Rush. And to help you out.
About that.
Yeah.
Oh, Gold Rush. Oh.
To help you out, I have the... Where's the card? No. The card, according to the loyal people at Wikipedia, Asuka versus Zelina Vega.
Not that one.
No.
What?
Well, I thought you were going through it and we were going to say maybe this one.
Oh,
not
sorry.
this one.
Yeah, that's a very good thing to be doing. I thought I was going to read them out then say afterwards, but that's even better. Asuka versus Zelina Vega. No, not that one. Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton in an ambulance match.
No.
Oh.
It's an ambulance match. They're just bad.
Oh, hey. Shane McMahon, I think, had a good one.
Yeah.
Once.
All right. Yeah. But they're generally just bad.
Oh, I bet they put on a bloody banger. I bet they don't. You're right. But it might be. It's a maybe for me. It's a maybe.
I think it's going to be bad because the title's not going to change hands. Because imagine having a world title change in an ambulance match.
Oh, that's the very reason I think it is going to change.
Same.
Next,
and
it'll be
greater predictions.
Next, we're changing via a lumberjack match.
Have you gone for Orton, Adam?
Yeah.
Way.
The boys. How way?
Right. I love what you do, Geordie.
Roman Reigns. It's the way. It's the. Is the emphasis on the wrong syllable or something? There's something really wrong about it.
Jeff Hardy does Geordie.
How way?
How way?
How way? How way? How way?
Hey,
How way?
Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not from a wrestling standpoint, but as how entertained I'm going to be by any of these matches. That's the one, I think.
Yeah.
Even if it's a squash, I just think it'll be a hell of a lot of fun seeing a man batter his cousin.
Especially when Rikishi comes out.
Yeah.
It's going to be wicked. Yeah.
They can do the Too Cool dance with him in a casket.
In a casket?
Brian Christopher.
like the what?
Brian Christopher.
I said the Too Cool thing.
Yeah.
He was in Too Cool.
He was Brian Christopher.
Not actually Too Cool. I know one of them's dead, but
Oh,
no.
Oh, right. Oh, God, I thought you were doing a horrible joke.
Did I just do that really horrible? No.
A lot of people. This is like you pooing in the bag, Matthew. A lot of people just got the wrong end of the stick there.
So wait,
I apologize. Well, you know the famous meme going on.
Yeah.
Too Cool could do that, and I said Too Cool, so I thought about the actual Too Cool. Yeah,
So wait,
You mean the Usos?
But there's no. It's not a casket
Who's
match
left?
though, or do you just think just because
no, because Jey Uso's going to get battered.
Right. Got it.
You
got
look flat.
Yeah, right.
Taking him out of the back like that. Yeah.
I'm so glad we got there in the end. I'm so pleased.
It's like to point out to everybody that English is my first language. I'm just tired.
He's Mexican, didn't you know? Look at his stomach.
He is Mexican.
Bayley versus Nikki Cross.
No, I think that's more of an angle, isn't it? Maybe. I think the match will be fine, but I don't think it'll be one of the best matches of the night.
Agreed.
Yeah, agreed. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler versus the Riot Squad.
It last about a minute and a half.
I think it'll somehow end with Lana getting put through a table again.
She's there.
She's there. Cesaro Nakamura against Lucha House Party.
Yes. Top tier. Match of the year candidate. It's going to be cinematic as well. They didn't tell you that, but it's going to be one of the cinematic ones.
It's a huge scoop.
And then...
He's gone.
Jack.
He's gone. It's obviously, yes, it's certainly not going to be that. It'll be a good match because they're four really good wrestlers. But come on.
Jeff Hardy versus AJ Styles versus Sami Zayn, who is the rightful owner of the IC title. Ladder match.
Could be.
Yeah, I'm intrigued by it. It's a ladder match.
Looks
See what
like
we're
it
going
could
to
be
do.
very good.
What do you think Jeff's going to do? If he does something mental, will it be, first of all, will it be Jeff doing something mental, or is Sami Zayn, the younger man, going to take one for the team?
It'll be Jeff.
Yeah, probably will, won't he? He's nuts.
Jeff.
Because Jeff likes this. Jeff likes doing the dumb stuff. I'm sure Sami Zayn's like...
They might do something like that protects him. It's not Fool's Count anyway, but do you remember the match with Umaga where it ended outside and they got on the truck and he did the swanton off it and landed on a crash mat? Maybe that's the way to do it. But we don't want to see that. We want to see him get hurt. Next. I don't.
The Street Profits taking on Andrade and Angel Garza for the 14th time in 2 months.
That's the thing. It could be a very good match, but we've seen it a lot of times.
Yeah, again, three great wrestlers and Angelo. It should be. Oh, come on. Yeah, it could be really good. It could be really good, but the investment isn't there for it to, even if it is really good, I just won't care that much.
I'll just be skipping the end to see what happens. And then Bobby Lashley, I thought was this, they had absolutely no order to them, these cards. Bobby Lashley in the main event, apparently, against Apollo Crews.
It's going to be a run-in for Retribution, and therefore not a highlight of the show.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm looking forward to seeing Slapjack.
A slapjack is a weapon, right? What is a slapjack?
Yeah, Stevie Ray used to do it.
Oats and golden syrup.
Oh, it's delicious.
I mean, flapjack is a stupid name for a wrestling move, really, isn't it, as well? Why is it called a flapjack?
Sometimes wrestling moves have little whimsical names, don't they? Like a monkey
Boston
flip.
Crab.
Boston Crab, yeah.
Boston Crab, yeah.
I
held a burp in. I was like, it's trapped now.
Maybe I'm not as excited as I thought I was at the beginning of this very podcast after hearing the card in full there.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah,
I take it back, listeners.
There will be highlights because there are some matches looking forward to, you're right. But you're right, with all the stuff going on with WWE, we should be fair. There is COVID and there's a huge outbreak going on. We can't be expecting this A-class performance from them every time. But what you can expect is A-plus performances from the Cultaholic crew, as they're known as online and in dirty circles. Because Pacitti will be live reacting to this.
Sure.
I said live streaming like you'd be Joe Hendry during 5-Star Wrestling, put it on Twitch or something. But
I'll be there.
No, you will be there.
YouTube.com/cultaholic/live. And next week, I'm gonna be doing the super late night streams again. So I'm doing Raw, AEW Dynamite, and SmackDown for 1 week only.
And listen to how excited he is, ladies and gentlemen. You know, there's
I'm looking forward to it.
Good. Is this because you're sick of Crime Watch and...
No, it's because we need the money, Maffew.
Oh, okay, fair enough. And speaking of money, the man who is a license to print it, Jack, what have you got for us this week?
Wrestlers of the Week will be out already. I always do this mistake. I always forget the podcast's not live, so I plug things that are already out. I'm doing a What Happened At review of the show after Clash of the Champions that same night. And I'm also filling in for Tom on Raw Graded. So there we go.
Awesome.
Maffew, what have you got coming up?
Not much. A new Botchamania might be coming out. It might not be. Who can tell? And I would like to plug OSW doing their little videos instead because I like them so much. Lovely bunch of lads.
I love them.
Or I could... Nah, you know what? They're a good bunch of lads. Another lad who's lovely, Mr. Tom Campbell, who does the podcast with me about SmackDown. No, not recent SmackDown, that'd be insane. About SmackDown from 2000. That will be listenable and clickable every Tuesdays, I believe, on the SmackDown audio outlets, which you can find here. I say here, it's not on YouTube.
Search Cultaholic on Spotify or iTunes and you'll find it. It's all there.
You know how to find things. Don't need me.
Can I just plug OSW review because I feel guilty about my little rant earlier.
So we haven't got the time, Jack.
Okay, right then. There we go. Not now, Arthur. That's a Morecambe Wise reference there.
That's very good. It's almost as old as me. Thank you very much for listening to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast. You have been watching and listening. Maybe both at the same time. Who knows? Mr. Adam Pacitti, Mr. Jack the Jobber, myself. If you would like to ask us anything about wrestling, life, crazy dreams, not Survivor Series teams, going to get enough of them, thank you very much. Please send them to mailbag@cultaholic.com. And a friendly reminder that patreon.com/cultaholic for all your Hall of Fame voting needs. But it's been a very long, very arduous, Spartacus-esque podcast. So I'd like to ask you at home, the viewers, the three people that watch this far, to please put your hand down your pants, and I bet you feel nuts. Put your hands at the cameras and at the 103, 1, 2, 3, join us. Bye. We'll take it.